Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Locked On Blue Jays brings you the latest Blue Jays news and analysis and breaks down all of the action. Locked On Blue Jays is everything a Blue Jays fan could want, all in a 30-minute daily podcast. Download Locked On Blue Jays right now on the SXM app, available with all trials and popular plans, or wherever you get your podcasts. Search Locked On Blue Jays.
While you're listening to this game on SiriusXM, we're talking about the latest odds and prop bets for this and every game on Sports Grid Radio.
The under's minus 125. Heavy juice to the under.
Every home run hit and every strikeout thrown can change the line.
I can't for the life of me figure out how you can favor a team that never wins, ever.
If you're looking for sports talk centered around the latest odds and prop bets for games, races, tournaments, or any sporting event, Sports Grid Radio, SiriusXM, Channel 159.
Hey everyone, it's Justin Turbin at your 24/7 home for hoops all year long is SiriusXM NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app. Just search NBA Radio.
This
slams the ball to right field, way back, way gone!
Is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Low rounding and heading for second to throw. In time!
On the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Blue Jays kept the good times rolling last night behind a strong outing from Kevin Gausman, another gem from youngster Will Wagner, and another Vladdy home run. Toronto won their second straight game of the series, setting up a chance for the sweep tonight in L.A. Welcome, everybody, to the Sportsnet Radio Network. Eric Smith and former Major Leaguer Chris LaRue with you, alongside host Sho Ali, producer Nick Blackmore, and technical director Tom Young. Toronto Blue Jays baseball is brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Campbellton and Bathurst, New Brunswick. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com, Canada's #1 rust protection. Jose Berrios, 10-9 on the bump for Toronto tonight, facing lefty Tyler Anderson of the Angels, 9-10. It's the Jays and Angels, and the first pitch is right around the corner. You're listening to Blue Jays baseball, streaming on the Sportsnet app, sportsnet.ca, and across the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. Visit timbermart.ca.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle center at crown.com.
The Blue Jays are inviting you to work from Dome. Put it in your calendar. 307 weekdays starts this season. You can work from Dome with friends or coworkers at Rogers Center. It's a game changer. Make the ballpark your office for the afternoon. Work from Dome, 307 weekday starts. Let's touch base. Check out ticket options on bluejays.com/workfromdome.
Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's Building Center. Visit timbermart.ca.
Feel the thrill of the Premier League on SiriusXM FC.
Arsenal running riot. A quick-fire double from Chelsea.
Hear every pulse-pounding moment.
Haaland scores the hat-trick. Brilliant left-foot strike by Salah. What a goal by Marcus Rashford.
From the world's most exciting league.
Absolutely glorious from Tottenham Hotspur. Manchester United turn it round.
All on your radio home for the beautiful game.
If you like soccer, you are in the...
All right, Insiders, what's up, everybody? I just had to take a second to jump in here and welcome everybody to the stream. Please hit that like button before you do anything else. But wanted to say thanks. Let's get that sweep tonight, Blue Jays fans. And I've got this special shirt on tonight, and I just had to say a big shout out to my daughter, Bella. You kick ass. Way to make the team, girly. I'm so proud of you. And with that, let's get back to the baseball. We'll see you guys in the chat.
Little groove right here. Probably, it was kind of really close pitches on a lot of hitters. Kev, I thought was awesome. Kind of emptied the tank there in the 7th, and velo was up to 96 on his 100th pitch, I think. But I thought he was kind of around and in the zone as he should be all night. And it's a few good ones in a row for him.
That, of course, is the voice of Blue Jays manager John Schneider speaking about Kevin Gausman and a fabulous start last night for Gausman, who was leading 6-0. It looked like the Blue Jays were about to shut out the Angels. Eric Swanson did give up a solo shot in the 9th inning, but still a 6-1 victory for the Blue Jays as they set up the opportunity for the sweep tonight with Jose Berrios on the mound. And we're set to go in about 5 minutes' time. This gives us an opportunity to talk about a number of things. I want to circle back to last night, though, and lots to talk about. As I mentioned off the intro, you had another Vladdy home run. He went back-to-back with Spencer Horwitz. Will Wagner continues his hot streak to start his young career. Not in the lineup tonight, at least in the starting lineup. But there was also an incident involving George Springer, who was absolutely convinced that he was hit by a pitch. Replay allegedly showed that he was not hit by a pitch. He lost his marbles and went absolutely nuts on the home plate umpire. And Manny Gonzalez and George Springer had to be separated, or more so, Springer had to be separated from Gonzalez by both John Schneider and then Vladimir Guerrero. And I do appreciate, or respect, maybe the fact is a better word, that after the ball game, Springer did acknowledge, you know what, I've got to be in more control of my emotions. I got to remember that there are kids in the stands that are watching me. And I also got to remember I got 2 young boys, and that's not the example that I want to set for them. So I like the fact that he owned his blank after the game, even though you and I both think he was right in the sense that it sure looked like he got hit, and his frustration maybe was warranted, but he probably did take it a little too far.
Yeah, it's pretty rare that you see George Springer react like that, really, to anything. He'll mumble under his breath. He'll go back to the dugout, look at the iPad, and kind of, again, mumble under his breath. We all know what he's saying, but it's very rare that he loses control like that. And I think that it was more frustration in the fact that he got thrown out. I think John Schneider actually alluded to this after the game. He said that you're not supposed to argue on a replay like that. You're not supposed to voice your opinion after that review, after that call has been made from New York. And I think George Springer said something to Manny Gonzalez, or said something that Manny Gonzalez could hear, and then he got the hook. And after that, George Springer kind of lost his cool. I think I probably would have done the same, maybe not to that extent, but I probably would have lost a little bit of cool in that situation. You have to understand, I mean, it's the heat of the moment. He actually did get hit in the toe. I saw it in the replay. You saw it on the replay. How could New York not see it on the replay? And I think that's the frustration that you saw from George Springer.
Let's take a look at the Bet365 standings. Download the Bet365 app for today's baseball odds and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus. Play responsibly. Ontario only. The Blue Jays enter action tonight at 56 and 64 at the bottom of the East. And it's yet again a tie atop the American League East, as apparently a frog jumped in my throat. Baltimore and New York both at 71 and 50. The Red Sox in third at 63 and 56. The Rays now a game below 500 at 59 and 60. Starting lineups now for the Blue Jays and the Angels as I go over to my man, Chris LaRue.
Well, let's get you the starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays. Leading off is George Springer. He'll be in right field. In center field is Dalton Varsho. He'll bat second. Batting third is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He'll be at first base. In the cleanup spot is Alejandro Kirk. He's behind the plate. DHing is Spencer Horwitz. He's batting fifth. Batting sixth is Ernie Clement. He'll be at shortstop. Batting seventh is Davis Schneider. He'll be in left field. At second base, batting eighth is Leo Jimenez. Batting ninth is Addison Barger. He'll be at third base. And pitching for the Toronto Blue Jays is Jose Berrios. Leading off for the Los Angeles Angels is Nolan Shawnuel. He'll be at first base. Batting second is Anthony Rendon. He'll be at third. Batting third is former Jay Kevin Pillar. He'll be in right field. DHing is Willie Calhoun. He'll be in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth is Taylor Ward. He'll be in left field. Mickey Moniak is batting sixth. He'll be in center field. Matt Thaiss is behind the dish. He'll bat seventh. Sorry, I had my head down in my paper here. At shortstop for the Angels is Luis Guillorme. He'll bat 8th. And batting 9th is Michael Stefanik. He'll be at second base. And on the mound for the Angels is Tyler Anderson.
Hey, you missed a ground up by Kevin Pillar, folks, all right? It was a first pitch, swinging. He sends it out to short, and there's one down. You didn't miss much. All right? Dalton Varsho steps in.
George Springer, not Kevin Pillar.
Did I say Kevin Pillar?
Yeah.
There was a trade before the game. I hate to tell you. Yes, sorry, George Springer. Let's just pretend that Dalton Varsho is the leadoff hitter, and the Blue Jays started the game with one out. They spotted the Angels and out for this game. Varsho now down 0-2, the number 2 hitter in the lineup, batting .203 as Springer sat down. I had Pillar in the mind. You mentioned the former Blue Jay in the starting lineup for the Angels tonight for the first time in this series as Varsho swings at the 0-2, gives it a pretty good ride out to center field, and camping underneath it is Mickey Moniak to make the grab. And quickly 2 away.
And Tyler Anderson, the starting pitcher for the Los Angeles Angels tonight, is 9-10 with a 2.99 ERA. This is his 24th start of the year, 141 2/3 innings pitched.
Anderson has thrown only 4 pitches. He's already got 2 down as Vladimir Guerrero steps up. And the first pitch to Vladdy, just outside, as Matt Theis tried to bring that one back in. Ball 1, 1-0 count to Guerrero. The 1-0 pitch, and Vladdy gets underneath it, sends it sky high, out to first base. Technically shallow right field, but back to make the grab is first baseman Nolan Shonowell, and that will do it for the Blue Jays as they go down 1-2-3. We head to the bottom of the first, no score. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
We're 2 men in a truck, the movers who care. You never know when cardiac arrest can happen. That's why each and every one of our trucks carries a life-saving Mikey defibrillator as part of our Mikey on Board program. Whether we're on the highway or in front of your house, we're prepared to help anyone whose heart may skip a beat. The Mikey Network has saved many lives, making Mikeys accessible to the public. And now they're on board our trucks. We're 2 men in a truck.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
So, you want to be a Looney Dogger, eh? Every Tuesday Blue Jays home game is Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. Grab $1 hot dogs from various concession stands around Rogers Center. Plus, stop by the Schneider's Porch, your hot dog headquarters. The destination for a one-of-a-kind hot dog experience with excellent ballpark views. So, whether you're the relish ringleader or 7th-inning snacker, no Blue Jays game is complete without hot dogs. Don't miss out on this delicious deal. Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit ConnexOntario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Green kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss! They defeat the Mariners.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back, Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you, getting set to start the bottom half of this first inning as the Blue Jays went down in order. Jose Berrios now facing Nolan Shonowell, the first batter of the game for the Angels. The left-handed hitting first baseman takes a pitch outside, ball 1 from Berrios. Shonowell batting .246 entering action with 12 home runs, 41 runs batted in. The 1-0 pitch is smacked out to second base. Picked up by Leo Jimenez, over to first to Vladdy, and 1 down for the Angels. First inning is brought to you by Armstrong Bird Food. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong, feeding Blue Jays since 1986. Visit ArmstrongBirdFood.com. Anthony Rendon now steps up, the Angels' third baseman, with 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. The pitch from Berrios outside. 1-0 count. Rendon batting .240 in 39 games this season. The 1-0 pitch. And it's good for a strike. Count even at 1-1.
In 39 games this season, he has yet to hit a home run. That is wild to me.
Well, you talked last night, and in fact the last couple of nights, about that contract that he signed, a very rich, lucrative deal, nearly $250 million, and injuries and other factors have just bit him for almost his entire time in L.A., and he's just, with due respect, not come anywhere close to living up to that nearly $250 million contract as he sends one up the middle. Picked up by Jimenez over to first again to Vladdy, and back-to-back plays for Jimenez. 2 down for the Angels.
And here comes Kevin Pillar, but Jose Berrios is looking strong so far. He's thrown 6 pitches in this ball game and gotten 2 outs.
So Pillar, as Chris noted earlier, the former Blue Jay steps in 79 games this season with the White Sox and the Angels. Batting around .266. Specifically with the Angels, the average a little bit higher at .279. First pitch in for a strike on the slurve from Berrios, 0-1. Quickly back with the second pitch, swing and a miss from Pillar, 0-2.
Kevin Pillar actually mentioned earlier this season that this would be his last season playing Major League Baseball. I find that hard to believe. 279, 6 homers, 36 RBIs. I bet he's going to have a tough time hanging him up after this season.
His 12th season in the Major League Baseball. Almost said NBA. I hear he might be retiring to try basketball. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, sits down. Pillar strikes out, and that will do it for the Angels. So 2 quick halves of this first inning as we head to the second with no score. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Sit back, let go, and slip into a channel of commercial-free, deep house, and down-tempo grooves. Sirius XM, chill, modern mood music for focus, relaxation, and inspiration. Sirius XM, chill, on channel 55 and on the Sirius XM app.
I'm Peter Bergen, a national security journalist, author, and host of the Audible podcast In the Room. Each week, I bring you direct from the source reporting on the most important and perplexing issues facing our world today, like how local election officials can ensure the integrity of the voting process, why people are drawn to conspiracy theories, and whether international sanctions ever really make a difference. Just search In the Room in the Sirius XM app.
Nothing matches the passion, the excitement, the history-making moments of college sports. And nobody takes you inside the greatest campuses and stadiums across the country like Sirius XM College Sports Radio. Listen to all of the play-by-play action, expert analysis, and in-depth interviews with your favorite team. No matter the season, we have something for you. Your home for all things college sports is on Sirius XM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Fantasy football players, learn winning strategies right now on Fantasy Sports Radio to help you draft a winning team on Channel 87 and on a Sirius XM app.
Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back. Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you as we get set to start this second inning presented by Bet365. At Bet365, you can watch thousands of live games, build your own bet, and can even make a bet while the game's being played. 19 plus, play responsibly, Ontario only. No score as we get set for this top half of the second inning. Alejandro Kirk, the first batter for Toronto, and takes the first pitch strike, caught the outside edge on the fastball, 0-1. Kirk batting .244, looking for the second pitch, and he slaps at it, sends it foul down the third base line. It actually ricochets lightly off the Angels dugout, and now Kirk down 0-2.
Tyler Anderson really doesn't have overpowering stuff, but he is a good pitcher. That four-seam fastball is about 89 miles an hour, and then a changeup, a cutter, and a sinker.
And a swing and a miss from Kirk as he chased one outside. There was the changeup right there. One down. Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you in the Timber Mart broadcast booth. Game 3 between the Angels and Blue Jays, with Toronto looking for the sweep. And Spencer Horwitz takes the first pitch for a ball way high. Had to kind of duck his face out of the way as that one came way up and in. On the fastball, clocked at 90. 1-0 for Horwitz. Had a solo shot last night in the Blue Jay victory. Thought about swinging at that one, and it just missed a little bit high from Anderson. 2-0 to Horwitz. Anderson with the leg kick. The delivery came back inside again, and quickly 3-0 to Spencer Horwitz.
Tyler Anderson has a really strange leg lift. It's almost like he pumps his leg 3 or 4 times before he even starts his motion.
The 3-0 delivery, and that one's in there for a strike. Got him with a fastball on the outside edge. Horwitz taking the whole way. It's 3-1. And that one down low, and it's a 5-pitch walk for Spencer Horwitz with one away here in the top of the second. Definitely a funky delivery. It's a great point that you bring up. As the leg comes down, and he pumps it at least once, if not twice, before finally stepping into his throw.
I mean, obviously these guys are expecting it. He does it every single pitch, so it's not something that he's trying to mess with the hitters, but.
And Ernie Clement just gave one a ride into the Blue Jay bullpen, and a 2-run shot for Ernie Clement as the Blue Jays jump out to the early lead here in the second inning.
Well, that was just a hanging changeup from Tyler Anderson. He's normally pretty spot on with that location of that changeup, but that one right there was belt high right down the middle, and Ernie Clement didn't miss it. Drills it over that fence in left field.
Clement with his 7th home run of the season puts on the home run jacket as he runs into the dugout, and it's all high fives for Clement as Toronto now leads 2-0 with just 1 down here in the second inning.
That home run jacket's pretty big on him.
Yeah. I guess it's technically one size fits all.
One size fits most.
Yeah, especially when it's that big. It's like when I come home with the some of the swag that the Blue Jays have handed out this year, and my son will say, "What size did you get?" I go, "Dude, they're all XLs. They don't fit me either." The 1-1 pitch to Davis Schneider back in the lineup tonight. He swings and misses, down 1-2. Schneider in left field tonight, of course, batting from the right side. The average has dipped down to .207 in 103 games this season for Davis. The 1-2 pitch up high. It's 2-2. Anderson trying to refocus and dig back in with the 2-2 pitch to Schneider. He chased it down low, and a strikeout for Schneider. 2 away.
Davis Schneider has had a tough time recently. He's 1 for his last 16, and if you go even further back in his last 15 games, he's 5 for 44. That's a 114 average. He is fighting it right now.
Anderson, with now 2 down, faces Leo Jimenez, the lefty, delivering to the righty. And Leo takes the first pitch for a strike, caught the outside edge on a fastball. 0-1. Jimenez batting .225 in 31 games. Had his first career home run in the first game of this series a couple of nights ago. And now he is quickly down 0-2. Decent response right now from Anderson after giving up that 2-run homer. He struck out Schneider, trying to do the same right here to Jimenez, but Leo fouled that one off to stay alive. We'll do it again at 0-2.
And you could see how Tyler Anderson's fastball is pretty sneaky. That last fastball right there was 91 miles an hour. But Leo Jimenez, expecting something off speed, maybe a changeup, was way behind it. The only thing he could do was foul it off.
And the 0-2 pitch down in the dirt. 1-2. Bernice from Brampton is a dedicated supporter of Jays Care Foundation and a recent 50-50 jackpot winner. She won nearly $200,000, a life-changing amount that helped her family put down a nice little down payment on a house. What would you do if you won MLB's biggest 50-50 jackpot? As Leo Jimenez swings and misses to end this top half of the second inning. Folks, the 50-50 draw, go to 5050.com. BlueJays.com/5050. You can check out 5050.com as well if you want. But go to BlueJays.com/5050 in Ontario and Nova Scotia. And hopefully you can celebrate a Blue Jay victory as they lead right now 2-0 going to the bottom of the second. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
We're twomeninatruck.ca. We've got lots of men and lots of trucks, so get ready to be moved.
Think twomeninatruck.ca. So when you gotta move, all moving day. Think twomeninatruck.ca. Cause all of us movers are not the same. So that's our company name, twomeninatruck.ca. We're lots of men with lots of trucks, so give us a call today.
If you're looking for a fun day, did you know the day before Monday? Junior J Sunday. You can paint your face, come and meet Ace and run base to base. On Junior J Sunday. So many things to do. You can bring your crew and even mom and dad too. Junior J Sunday.
Sundays are for Junior Jays. Get to the ballpark early to enjoy outdoor activities before continuing the fun inside while you cheer on the Blue Jays.
If you're feeling the song, grab your dad or mom, visit BlueJays.com. Junior J Sunday.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Out of here! Out of here! Davis Snyder wins it!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Bottom of the second inning, and the first pitch into Willie Calhoun is a fastball that missed outside, 1-0 count. Berrios working quickly, comes back, tried to paint that outside edge again, and it's fouled off by Calhoun, now 1-1. Blue Jays leading 2-0 here in the bottom of the second inning. Berrios threw only 9 pitches in that bottom half of the first. And the 1-1 pitch is popped up by Calhoun. Over towards third base, and in to make the snag with ease is Addison Barger. 1 down. Berrios now with just 12 pitches thrown as he gets set to deal with Taylor Ward. Ward, the left fielder for the Angels, batting just .233, as the Angels haven't had a whole lot of luck in this series against the Blue Jay pitching staff, following a great performance 2 nights ago from Bowden Francis, and then last night from Kevin Gausman as well.
And Jose Berrios right now is following in their footsteps.
Ward ahead in the count 1-0, but Berrios comes quickly back with strike 1 on a slurve to even things up at 1-1. Ward, despite the average, does have some pop. 16 home runs on the season in 114 games. And he gives one a ride right now to center field. Tracking back to the wall is Varsho. Jumps, and he bobbled it. He missed the catch. I know I haven't said that once this season, but I don't know how many people have ever said that. As Dalton Varsho, it was a tough catch jumping into the wall. But as I've said before, this dude is like Velcro. He doesn't drop balls, and a rare mistake from Dalton Varsho.
Yeah, he had a pretty good beat on that. He was up against the wall, goes slamming into the wall, but the only thing he had to do right there is keep his eye on the baseball and squeeze the glove, and he just botched that one. That is a play that he makes 10 out of 10 times.
So now a runner in scoring position for the Angels, as Mickey Moniak steps up, the left-handed hitting center fielder. Batting .226, does have 8 home runs. Ward out at second as Moniak swings and misses at the 1-0 pitch. It's now even 1-1.
And like you said, that was a tough play, but it's a play that he makes all the time. Taylor Ward obviously given a double on that play there, but think Jose Berrios is probably pretty shocked.
The 1-1 pitch. Moniak fouls it off. Up and over the Angels dugout there on the third base side, well into the stands. It's 1-2. Berrios, quick look out at second, turns, fires to Moniak, strikes him out, and there's now 2 away.
Good fastball right there from Jose Berrios. Alejandro Kirk had that target above the strike zone. He drills the glove at 96. Moniak was way behind that pitch.
So can I go back to the Taylor Ward? And I'm the outside guy. I'm still the new guy.
Oh, you got 35 games under your belt, man.
It's 100% a hit. I know it. I get the rules of baseball. I get the official scores, all that. But to me, and I think that's maybe what you were alluding to some extent with Jose Berrios, if you were to ask Dalton Varsho, that's an error. Like, I screwed up because the wall didn't cause me to drop the ball. It's not like I hit the wall with my glove. Yeah, you could say the wall played into it, that I was thinking about the contact that was coming. He simply dropped that ball, period. He's going to have a chance to redeem himself right here on an easy fly ball to center field. Camps underneath it, makes the grab, and the miscue doesn't come back to bite him and the Blue Jays. As the Angels strand one, they're now 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position in this series. We go to the third with the Blue Jays leading 2-0. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Blue Jays are inviting you to work from Dome. Put it in your calendar. 307 weekday starts this season. You can work.
What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays matchup. Please join our community today. Hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed, and come hang out with us again. Make sure that bell is turned on so you don't miss any time we go live, creating the best Toronto sports community on the internet. Right here on YouTube, any Blue Jays games, Leafs games, Raptors games, Argos games, we're live right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thanks for being an insider. Thanks for making sure that bell is turned on, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Go Jays, go.
And the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. For a free in-home estimate, call today. We're 2 men in a truck.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. That's why we introduced in-game betting. Because when the game starts, the action doesn't stop. With in-game betting, you can wager on game props, player props, totals, and the money line. And remember, in-game, you can track your same-day parlay with the option to cash out. Check out in-game betting and find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. He gets Verdugo for his 7th strikeout.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Third inning is brought to you by the local family-owned Crown Rust Control Centers in Campbellton and Bathurst, New Brunswick. Protect your vehicle from rust today. Find your local family-owned Crown at crown.com, Canada's #1 rust protection. Addison Barger to lead things off here in the third inning for the Blue Jays, and the first pitch comes in from Anderson for a strike. Tyler Anderson got Barger with that fastball at 89. Well placed there by Anderson, as he and the Angels trail 2-0. Toronto scoring 2 last inning off the bat of Ernie Clement with the 2-run shot. Barger fouls off the next pitch. Got a piece of that sinker, but sent it down the first base side, and now he's down 0-2. Anderson with the pitch down low. Ball 1-1-2.
Pretty tough assignment for Addison Barger. Left on left here. Tyler Anderson is very tough on lefties, and Barger hitting just 179 this season.
Swing and a miss. Barger sits down, 1 away.
And you don't really see that very often. A left-on-left changeup. Like I said, Tyler Anderson loves throwing that changeup. Rarely leaves them out over the plate like he did to Ernie Clement in that first inning. But Tyler Anderson, very tough on lefties, especially with that rare left-on-left changeup.
Well, and if we go back to the last inning, that's now 3 straight strikeouts for Anderson. It won't be a strikeout here, as George Springer just got underneath one. And booyah to center field. It's gone for George Springer. It's not. The catch was made at the last second? I can't believe it.
That was a weird play. Taylor Ward.
You and I both thought it was gone.
Taylor Ward made it look like that ball was over the fence. That was a strange one.
I will absolutely eat crow. That ball was gone by all senses. That ball was gone. Mea culpa, I will eat crow. We both thought it was gone, and we both got fooled by that one, and it's a long fly ball and a great play made out in the field. Wow. The score stays at 2-0. Did you not think that was a home run as well?
I 100% thought that was a home run. Taylor Ward just made it seem like it was a home run, kind of made a basket catch over his left shoulder. That was a strange one.
I mean, I wish I could sit here and say I've never seen that before. I've only done 35-odd games. It's my first year doing it, but I have not seen a play like that, even as a fan. And Dalton Varsho sends one to first base, and it ricochets off the glove of Nolan Shonowell. And Varsho, to his credit, heads up play, hustled to first, turned the corner at first, and gets to second base as that ball was in shallow right field, and the Angels couldn't get on it quick enough. And Dalton Varsho will try to start a little two-out rally here.
Well, that's one of the weirdest doubles I've ever seen. Shonowell dove for that ball in the hole on the right side of that infield. It ricocheted off his glove over towards second base. Nobody was there. And Kevin Pillar picks it up with his bare hand, tries to get Dalton Varsho at second base, but he was hustling the whole time.
I'm still shaken from the Springer home run. I'm actually angry that I got it that wrong and that I got fooled like that, but it was such a weird play.
It was a weird play. You know what? Let's forget about it.
Well, I'll try to forget about it, but I'm annoyed. I'm going to meet that dude Ward in the parking lot. Guerrero up now, down in the count 0-1, and way high on the second pitch. The fastball no good from Anderson, and now Vladdy even at 1-1. The Jays and the Baby Blues again tonight, and they keep wearing them. Why not? As they have won each of the first two games of this series in the Baby Blues. As Vladdy, a wild cut at the 1-1, and now he's down 1-2.
Another good changeup from Tyler Anderson. Loves to throw that thing to lefties, to righties. You don't really see Vlad have a wild swing way out in front of the pitch very often, but that changeup is a good one.
Guerrero, 0 for 1 in the ball game. Flew out to first base in his first at bat, trying to make something happen here. Down 1-2 with Varsho at second. The pitch from Anderson is up high. It's 2-2.
Vlad again with the hot pink protection, that elbow guard, the top of the hand, the ankle, the foot. Like a football player out there.
Less than a month until NFL action starts as Vladdy punches one into right field. Man, he fought that thing off the handle, and it's going to score Varsho. Another run batted in for Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and this is indeed a two-out rally. And there's the run that we would have had off the George Springer solo shot that ultimately was all for naught.
That's such a good piece of hitting from Vlad. It was a good fastball from Tyler Anderson up at the hands, and he just fights it off and hits it through that big hole on the right side. That is a great piece of hitting. Vlad gets a single. Dalton Varsho comes around.
And Alejandro Kirk jumping on the first pitch sends one foul down the third base line, down 0-1. Blue Jays now leading 3-0 here in the top of the third inning. Swing and a miss. Kirk down 0-2. On the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the St. Louis Bar and Grill. Baltimore won tonight, beating Washington 4-1. Kirk, broken bat, and the ball dribbles toward first base and goes way foul as he will walk over and get some fresh lumber. A huge splinter came right off the barrel of the bat. As Kirk will get set to come back into the box, down in the count 0-2.
Another good changer from Tyler Anderson. Alejandro Kirk with the wild swing was just able to get a little piece of it. He's getting a new bat, but I would imagine that Tyler Anderson comes back with a fastball up out of the zone here.
And I mentioned that out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the St. Louis Bar and Grill. Baltimore, again, with the 4-1 lead. It's the Yankees and White Sox tied 2-2. The pitch from Anderson down in the dirt. Nice block there from Matt Thaiss. 1-2.
Kevin Kiermaier's in the ball game right now for the Los Angeles Dodgers against the Milwaukee Brewers. 1 for 2 in that ball game.
Milwaukee leading 4-3 in the top of the 6th. Blue Jays up 3-0 in the top of the 3rd with Alejandro Kirk standing in at a 1-2 count. Anderson with the pitch, and Kirk fouls that one off as well.
You see the number that Kevin Kiermaier is wearing for the Dodgers?
Flipped it, right?
93. I can't think of another 93.
But that's what I'm saying. He flipped it from 39 to 93.
But off the top of my head, I can't think of another 93.
I can in other sports, but not in baseball. Now you're going to make me rack my brain for baseball. Kirk getting set for the 6th pitch of the at-bat on the 1-2. Swings and misses, and Kirk sits down. That will do it for the Blue Jays, but not before they get one. And no, it was not on a solo shot from George Springer. It was on an RBI single from Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Toronto leading 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
It's Fantasy Football Draft Month on Fantasy Sports Radio.
Behold, the mightiest assembly ever witnessed. We are all gathered in the darkness. Together we can be the light. I call upon every crew. We need you all to join our fight for a new SickKids, and we need you now. Who's with us? Who is with us?
Are you with us, insiders? Let's go. You heard the man. Let's donate some money to SickKids. Anything that you can is a huge help. Cheers, insiders. Let's change the world.
Manchester United turn it round!
All on your radio home for the beautiful game.
If you like soccer, you are in the right place.
The Premier League returns Friday on SiriusXM FC 157 and the all-new SiriusXM app.
Be the most informed player in your fantasy football league by listening to the experts on Fantasy Sports Radio.
I want to thank you guys for making me a better fantasy player.
Hear player rankings, position breakdowns, and expert drafts.
There is no bigger value today than Dak Prescott.
Going deep down the right side, got a man, it's caught, touchdown Cowboys!
The road to a fantasy football championship begins with Fantasy Sports Radio. Channel 87 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app.
Our goal is to win the Super Bowl. That's it for us.
Hear every stop of the 2024 training camp tour on NFL Radio Channel 88, the all-new SiriusXM app.
Net Radio Network.
Welcome back. Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you from the Timber Mart broadcast booth. When it comes to home improvements, Timber Mart has the expert advice and the right products at the right price, so you won't find yourself out in left field on your next DIY project. Game on, home team. Timber Mart is Canada's building center. Jose Berrios. And the first pitch of this 3rd inning to Luis Guillorme is inside a 1-0 count. Second one, pretty much down Main Street, a little bit low, but obviously well in the zone, and it's now 1-1.
Luis Guillorme's got a big old beard. You're jealous, aren't you?
No. It's not a good look. Sorry, Luis. As Guillorme's now down 1-2. It's kind of got that Jason Kelsey look going on right now. In more ways than one. Guillorme, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. And he slaps this one towards short. And a wild throw over to first by Ernie Clement will have Guillorme safe. That was a routine play that should have been very easy for Ernie Clement, and he just airmailed it.
Yeah, Luis Guillorme isn't a burner down that first base line. Ernie Clement, he didn't look like he tried to rush it. Makes an easy play on the big hop and just airmails it. Vlad didn't even go for it. That tells you how high that throw was over Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s head.
The best part I like, though, about the reaction from Clement is, and I'm trying to read the body language, as this one sent hot shot right back to Berrios. He picks it up, throws to second to get the lead runner as Guillorme is thrown out. Not in time, though, to be able to turn a double play, and Berrios is limping a little bit right now as he comes off the mound and goes to chat with Alejandro Kirk. That was a hot shot from Michael Stefanik, who stepped up and swung at that first pitch. And Berrios is feeling it right now. The training staff all coming out. John Schneider out. They're checking in on Berrios here with one out in the third.
Well, after it happened, Jose Berrios actually had a big smile on his face talking to Alejandro Kirk. But Jose Ministral, one of the trainers in that dugout, and John Schneider quickly came out to the mound to try to figure out what was going on. But he is very clearly limping right now, trying to make that thing not tighten up, not stiffen up, jumping around. Hopefully it just stings for a little bit.
So what I was going to say, as Stefanik came up and just swung at that first pitch, and I didn't have a chance to finish my thought, I like the fact that Clement, and we all do this in any walk of life, you know, like you trip while you're walking down the street or something, and you look down at your feet, or you look down at the stair like it was the stair's fault. No, you tripped. Clement did not look at his hand or look at his glove or like try to make it like it was moisture, or like he just stared like, man, what'd I just do? like he owned it. He knew it right away. Looks like Berrios is going to be okay. He's putting his glove back on, and now Alejandro Kirk just handed him a fresh baseball. And Berrios is going to be given the opportunity to throw a couple of pitches here, I think, just to make sure that the foot and leg are feeling okay, and he's able to push off that rubber and pitch properly without any pain.
Well, I can tell you this, a good sign is John Schneider has a big smile on his face. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has a big smile on his face. I'm sure if something was serious, John Schneider wouldn't be laughing or have a big smile on his face with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And Jose Ministral and John Schneider quickly run back to the dugout, and Jose Berrios is going to stay in this ballgame.
So certainly a great sign for the Blue Jays and for Blue Jay fans, with Toronto leading 3-0 here in the bottom of the third inning. With a runner at first, that's Michael Stefanik. Reached on the fielder's choice moments ago. Brings up the top of the order with Nolan Shonowell. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled off by Shonowell, down in the count 0-1. Nolan Shonowell, the left-handed hitting first baseman, grounded out to second in his first at-bat. With a runner at first right now, the 0-1 pitch is outside from Berrios, 1-1.
There are 5 lefties in this Angels lineup, so you'll probably see a lot of changeups from Jose Berrios tonight. 2 in a row right here to Shonowell.
And you could hear the snap of the glove on that one. The 1-1 pitch, Berrios came in with some heat. The sinker clocked at 94, right on the bottom part of the zone. The strike brings the count to 1-2. Berrios looks in at Kirk, turns, fires. This one chopped towards second base. It's picked up there by Jimenez, and he throws to first to record the out. And a little nice piece of running there by Stefanik. He paused for a second in the base path, and Jimenez opting to not try to reach out and tag. He just took the out through to first and got that second out.
Yeah, I like that play from Leo Jimenez. Just take the sure out. He probably could have flipped it to second base, but it's not a sure thing. Make the easy throw, get the second out of the inning, and now Jose Berrios can go get Anthony Rendon in the batter's box.
Rendon grounded out to second in his first at-bat as well. And the first pitch to Rendon is sent out into right center, more so right field, as Springer calls everybody off, takes it with ease, and sits down the Angels as we go to the fourth. Toronto leading 3-0. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The NASCAR Cup Series is on SiriusXM. We're back on the track Sunday,
1:30 p.m. Eastern.
It's the Firekeepers Casino 400 from Michigan International Speedway on SiriusXM NASCAR Radio Channel 90 in the car and on the all-new SiriusXM app. Get closer to everything that moves you wherever you are with the SiriusXM app.
Let's make some smoke and drink some beer. Yes!
Are you regretting eating that gas station hot dog? Yeah, we know. We've been there too. This is a message for baseball fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking baseball 24/7 as part of your SiriusXM subscription?
What?
Our lineup includes shows hosted by former big leaguers and executives. Plus, you'll hear from 17 managers each week. MLB Network Radio is on SiriusXM Channel 89, or just search MLB Network Radio on the SXM app. SiriusXM Sports. We're more than just a game.
Every night after the final out, the Round Trip Roundup brings you the scores, highlights, and analysis from every game across Major League Baseball, all in less than 30 minutes.
Swung on and missed, strike three and a no-hitter.
It's the perfect way to get caught up on all the night's biggest home runs and best performances.
And a high drive, deep right center.
It's the Round Trip Roundup on MLB Network Radio every night on SiriusXM Channel 89 and every morning on the SiriusXM app.
In season or out of season, the number one place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
And the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back. Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you, getting set to start this fourth inning, top half of the fourth. Spencer Horwitz steps in, and the first pitch to Horwitz is sent out on the ground. Little weak ground ball is scooped up there at second base by Stefanik. He throws to first to record the out, and Horwitz sits down, one away.
Tyler Anderson just threw his 45th pitch of the ball game. One pitch, one out in this fourth inning.
Brings up Ernie Clement, two-run homer in his first at-bat of the ball game. And the first pitch is in for a strike. I don't know about that one. Thought it was a pretty weak frame job from Matt Theis as well. I'm going to be all over that now. You've taught me well.
Yeah. Once you notice it, you can't unsee it.
The 0-1 pitch to Clement, and he swung at that one up high. Down in the count now, 0-2.
I was actually gonna bring it up last inning, but Alejandro Kirk stole a strike for Jose Berrios, and it's such a subtle movement. He's so good at framing. Once you watch Alejandro Kirk, and then you go and watch a guy like Theis, it's totally different ball game.
Swing and a miss. Clement sits down. The sixth strikeout of the game for Anderson, Tyler Anderson. He's looked decent, but he's given up 3 runs as the Blue Jays lead 3-0 here in the top of the fourth inning, which is presented by Bet365. At Bet365, you can bet live in-game on game props, totals, and the money line. Download the app and find out why it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus. Play responsibly. Ontario only. Anderson now dealing with Davis Schneider, and the first pitch into Schneider is good for strike one. The changeup caught the outside edge, 0-1. Now 0-2 as Schneider fouls this one up and over the backstop.
That fastball from Tyler Anderson was 87 miles an hour. Davis Schneider was way behind it. I almost find it comical how he just sneaks that fastball in 87, 88 miles an hour.
And now Schneider gets underneath the 0-2 pitch, sends it out into shallow center field. And coming in to make the grab with ease is Mickey Moniak, sitting down the Blue Jays rather quickly here in the fourth as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Toronto still on top 3-0. I keep trying to give them one more run. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between pizza and inflation.
Cheers, Insiders. Thanks for hanging out with us today for this Blue Jays matchup. Have you joined as a member yet? Thank you to all of our members, 142 of you so far. Please join today. The link is in the description, and join this awesome community and help us continue to grow. I made it 99 cents a month for a reason, so that everybody can get access to these awesome emojis to keep this chat fired up and cheer our Toronto sports team on, whether it's the Blue Jays right now, the Argos, the Leafs coming up, the Raptors. We'll see you guys back in the chat. Thank you for joining, and we'll see you guys with those awesome emojis. Go Blue Jays, go.
And find out why. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Must be 19 years or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connexontario.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Swing and a miss, strike three. He keeps this game tied
on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you in the Timber Mart broadcast booth. Getting set to start this bottom half of the fourth inning as Jose Berrios will get set for Kevin Pillar. Pillar 0 for 1 in the ballgame. Struck out in his first at bat, takes the first pitch outside, ahead in the count now 1-0. 7 home runs on the season, 40 runs batted in. Pillar in right field tonight for the Angels. And now ahead 2-0 as the second pitch from Berrios is outside as well.
At the beginning of this season, Kevin Pillar was with the Chicago White Sox. He hit 160. Since then, since he came over to the Angels, he's hitting 278.
And gets a piece of that third pitch, fouls it off into the backstop. It's now 2-1.
You think he's going to retire? I mean, those are some pretty good stats. Almost 280, 6 homers, 36 RBIs.
Yeah, I would assume there'd be a role for him, a spot for him somewhere in Major League Baseball. It depends what the reasoning is behind. Like, is he hanging it up because he just feels like he's done with it, or is it family reasons? I don't know. Somebody slaps a contract in front of him, and he can head into this offseason with, you know, as you're talking about the confidence of knowing the numbers he's got. Yeah, I got to assume that it'd be hard to walk away. I mean, he does have his 10 years. He's got 12. So he's going to be set either way. I don't know. The 2-2 pitch sent foul as he rips it just beyond the Angels dugout. Ricochets into left field, and he'll get set to dig back in.
But he's also not old. He's 35 years old. It's not like he's 38, 39. He'll be playing next year at 36. I feel like, I don't know, 35 to me. He just looks very good. Obviously keeps in very good shape.
Fouls off another one down the third base side and gets set to step back in for a 7th pitch of this at-bat. Berrios in the bottom of the fourth has still thrown only 37 pitches, as Pillar is the first batter that he is seeing here in this fourth inning. And to your point as well about Pillar, at this stage, obviously not an everyday guy, but a perfect veteran guy who can give you a start every, 3, 4, 5 games and come off the bench and be a veteran voice in the locker room. The 2-2 just hit him. Got him on that left arm as Berrios came too far inside, and Pillar kind of frustrated by that one. I think he's frustrated because even though he wears that elbow pad, I believe it caught him in a spot on that either upper forearm or elbow that just doesn't have any padding, or the way that he contorted allowed his arm to come up and thus allowed the ball to hit the arm and not the padding.
Yeah, I think it might have hit actually both. It hit the padding and his bare left forearm. You could tell on his face he wasn't very pleased about that as he rubs that forearm at first base.
And that was a pitch that came in at almost 95 miles an hour that he took off that forearm. I'd say that would sting a little bit.
You think that kind of pushed him towards retirement even more?
Yeah, families at home going, Kevin, just stop. Brings up Willie Calhoun. The Angels DH fouls off the first pitch. Second one comes in. And Berrios painted that upper edge of the zone. A nice frame job there from Kirk.
Did you see him bring his glove down just subtly? It's like a half inch. If Theis would have brought it down about 3 feet. Alejandro is so good at that.
Calhoun down 0-2. And he sends this one on a couple of bounces to Vlad. He turns, fires, gets the out at second. Back to first, double play. And a heads-up play to start it all by Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
And that was a good changeup right there from Jose Berrios. Willie Calhoun way out in front, hits a little four-hopper to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and he makes a tough play throwing to second base. And then Ernie Clement back to Vlad for the double play.
So now quickly 2 down for the Angels as Taylor Ward steps up. Ward, the LA left fielder, swings and misses at the first pitch, down 0-1. The out-of-town scoreboard is brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. Devilishly good since Toronto first raised the trophy in '92. Rib Sanity is on right now until September 8th. All-you-can-eat ribs for just $27.99. Visit stlouiswings.com for details. Always devilishly good. Ward just offered at the second pitch, now down 0-2. And on that out-of-town scoreboard, the Yankees have now taken a 4-2 lead in the 8th inning over the White Sox. So they are looking to stay even with the Orioles, who already won tonight. This one chopped out to the second base area, right behind the bag, picked up by Leo Jimenez, whips it over to first to record the out, and that will do it for the Angels. As they ultimately go down 1-2-3, we head to the 5th with the Blue Jays leading 3-0. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Kansas City Chiefs sit atop the NFL.
And the Chiefs Kingdom has started its own.
So today is day 743, day 79, 138. We are going for chemo treatment. Day 203, 248, 312, day 313. Things are looking good. Today was a really great day.
Whoa, what a powerful message. That says it all right there. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, and I know a lot of you that have helped are doing what you're doing. Thank you, everybody. Let's make a difference. It really makes a big difference. Thank you.
All new SiriusXM app.
This is Dave LaGreca, creator of the biggest pro wrestling show on the planet, Busted Open. Don't miss myself and my Hall of Fame cast and crew as we break down every story in and out of the ring and talk to the top names in the business, like the legend himself, The Undertaker.
I'm actually glad to be on a real show.
Catch Busted Open live every day from 9 to noon Eastern on SiriusXM Fight Nation, channel 156, and on the SiriusXM app.
Hey everyone, it's Justin Turbin at your 24/7 home for hoops all year long. Is SiriusXM NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app. Just search NBA Radio.
The 5th inning is brought to you by Desjardins Financial Group. Desjardins awarded another 150 grants worth $20,000 each to entrepreneurs across Canada. See how Desjardins cheered on small biz at goodsparkgrants.ca.
Mr. 5th inning, Chris LaRue. I'm Eric Smith as we get set to start this top half of the 5th inning. And a swing and a miss from Leo Jimenez on the first pitch from Anderson. 0-1. Tyler Anderson has now thrown only 52 pitches, but he's down 3-0 in this ballgame. Swing and a miss from Jimenez. Now down 0-2.
Well, he's really only made one bad pitch. It was that hanging changeup to Ernie Clement that he hit just over that fence in left field. But other than that, he's been very good.
Jimenez gets a piece of that one to stay alive in the count. And to your point about Anderson, he's got 6 strikeouts in the ballgame, and he's given up only 3 hits. One of them, though, as Chris just talked about, that 2-run shot to Ernie Clement. Comes the 0-2 pitch. Up high. 1-2. Missed with that fastball. Jimenez struck out in his first at-bat back in the second inning. He's down in the count 1-2 right here. Here's the pitch. Up high again, 2-2. Anderson, the lefty, against the righty Jimenez. Leo at second base tonight with Ernie Clement playing short, and a third straight ball, this one down in the dirt, as Jimenez now battles back to a full count. Off day for the Blue Jays tomorrow before opening up a weekend series in Chicago against the Cubs. The 3-2 pitch down low again in the dirt, and Leo held off. Nice patience from the youngster in that at-bat. Coming back from down 0-2, he's now on first with the walk.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty tough 3-2 pitch. It was a decent changeup below the strike zone from Tyler Anderson. A good job laying off that pitch from Leo Jimenez.
And it now sets up the lefty-on-left battle right now with Addison Barger, who struck out in the third inning. Barger's average down to 177, swings and misses at the first pitch. And after that pitch came in, it looked like Matt Thaiss was ready to hop up and potentially make a throw down to second, as Leo Jimenez is dancing over there at first. The 0-1 pitch to Barger. Fouls this one off. And now he's down in the count 0-2.
And this is where it gets really tough for Addison Barger. You might see that left-on-left changeup. He might see that sinker. He might see an elevated fastball. There's a lot of things that are going through his head right now. But anything left-on-left for Addison Barger, it's a tough AB.
Anderson with a quick look over at first base to Jimenez. Turns, fires on the 0-2, and Barger sends it out to left field. It's shallow left field, but coming in to make the grab is Taylor Ward. One away. So now one down here in the fifth inning with the Blue Jays leading 3-0. We will head back to the top of the order. And George Springer steps up 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Jimenez with the lead at first. Anderson turns, fires, and a pitch inside. Misses to Springer, 1-0.
You think him and Manny Gonzalez had a conversation today?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I bet they did. George Springer's been around a long time, probably already knows Manny Gonzalez from previous games, previous experiences in baseball. So I bet they had a quick conversation earlier today before the game.
And Chris talking about Manny Gonzalez, the home plate umpire last night. He's at third base tonight. And Springer was fuming at Gonzalez last night, got ejected from the ballgame. The 2-0 pitch to Springer is way up high. And now Anderson showing some blemishes in this inning after already issuing the free pass to Jimenez. He's a pitch away from putting on Springer as well. With Dalton Varsho on deck, Springer well ahead in the count 3-0. Anderson, the leg kick and the delivery, and Springer swinging on the 3-0. It was down Main Street. He slipped, fell in the box. It's now 3-1.
And that foul ball actually hit Thaiss right in the thigh. I thought for a second he'd have to take a couple of minutes, but he popped right up and made the throw back to the pitcher.
Thought you were going to make a joke about Thaiss and thigh and somehow tie it in.
No, you would have, though. You would have.
Oh, yeah. You got to take advantage of those opportunities, man. Got him in the Thaiss. 3-2 now to Springer as he fouls one off down the third base side.
You have to remember, I'm not as seasoned as you.
We'll get you there.
All right.
Full count now to George. Jimenez with the lead at first, and now throwing over to first is Anderson, trying to keep Leo honest as he gets the ball back.
There's a huge hole on the right side of the infield. Michael Stefanik is playing right behind second base, and Nolan Shawwell is holding on Leo Jimenez at first base.
And Springer looks at ball 4. It was close, but it was well below the zone as that cutter dropped down. And now first and second with just one away for the Blue Jays here in the fifth inning.
Yeah, it was close. You could tell after George Springer took that pitch, he flipped the bat and was kind of had one ear towards the home plate umpire to see if that actually was ball 4, and it ended up being a walk.
Down at third base, Manny Gonzalez said, "Come on, punch him out." Varsho jumps on the first pitch, sends one out to right field. It's high, it's deep, and it's gone. Dalton Varsho with a 3-run shot, and the Blue Jays open up a 6-0 lead.
And Dalton Varsho absolutely crushed that baseball to right field. A cutter that was just spinning over the middle of the plate. When you throw a spinning cutter, it turns into a BP fastball, and Dalton Varsho didn't miss it.
Varsho with his 15th home run of the season. And the Blue Jays with a 6-0 lead, matching the lead they had for most of last night as well, ultimately winning last night's ball game 6-1. Toronto enjoying their time in LA thus far, and they hope to keep it rolling here over the next few innings, looking for the sweep over the Angels. As Varsho celebrates in the dugout wearing that home run jacket, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. steps up and is very quickly down 0-2 in the count. The 0-2 pitch way down in the dirt from Anderson. Missed badly on that one. It's now 1-2.
You think it'll be a nice plane ride to Chicago tonight
Heck
if they can sweep this series? It's always a good feeling.
I'm sure there'll be music playing and card games rolling. The 1-2 pitch. Vladdy fouls it off. And it just hits the front edge of the Blue Jay dugout. Still life in the lungs for Vladdy at 1-2. What was your favorite thing to do on plane rides?
Oh boy. Gamble a little bit, but obviously not a ton of money.
The 1-2 pitch. Down at third base and into left field, fair ball. Vladdy around first. He's going to chug the second and get there with ease as Guerrero has the double. And that ground ball off the bat of Vladdy, he wasn't even sure about it at first, but it got by the diving Anthony Rendon. It stayed fair, and Guerrero now with a 2-for-3 night with a homer, or excuse me, with a base hit and a double.
Yeah, that was actually a tough pitch again. In his last at bat, he muscled that single on that fastball up at the hands, and that one right there, it was a cutter in on the hands again. He pulls the hands through and gets the barrel to that baseball, just sneaking it around that third base bag for his double. 2-for-3 on two pretty tough pitches, honestly.
Guerrero just continues to hit the ball at an incredible rate.
You can actually hear a faint "Let's go Blue Jays" chant.
Yeah, we've noted that the last couple of nights, the amount of Blue Jay fans in California. Swing and a miss on the first pitch from Alejandro Kirk, down in the count 0-1, and understandably action in the Angels bullpen. With LA trailing Toronto 6-0 here in the top of the fifth, there's only one out. Vladdy at second, Kirk at the plate, and Kirk sends one just foul down the first base line.
And Corey Blazer, the first base umpire, makes an emphatic foul call. That was fouled maybe by a couple of inches. Alejandro Kirk with a little smirk over at Corey Blazer. I'm looking at that slow motion replay. I don't know. Alejandro Kirk might have a point.
So now Kirk down 0-2. He's already struck out twice in the ball game, and he fouls that one off high into the stands. He'll dig back in at 0-2. Blue Jays in this series batting .318 as a team with runners in scoring position. Again, that's just in this series, 7 of 22. With Vladdy in scoring position right now, Kirk trying to cash him in, and he grounds one toward third base, and Vladdy taking off right away is easily thrown out at third base. So it'll be Kirk at first, but Vladdy, unfortunately, thrown out at third, and now Toronto with two away.
Pretty heads-up play from Luis Guillorme, the shortstop. Makes a nice play, an easy routine play right at him at shortstop. And then he makes an easy throw to Anthony Rendon to get Vlad at third base.
Spencer Horwitz now comes up. And the first pitch to Horwitz in for a strike. 0-1 count. Anderson got him with the cutter. This will be pitch number 80 coming up right here for Anderson. With Kirk at first. The Blue Jays have already scored 3 in this inning. The 0-1 pitch up high, 1-1. Anderson with the look at first and turns and fires to Horwitz. They look down to third base. And Manny Gonzalez says, nope, it's good, it's clean. 2-1 count to Spencer Horwitz. 0 for 1 in the ball game. He walked in his first at bat back in the second inning and ultimately came around to score on that Ernie Clement 2-run home run. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Blue Jays with 6 runs, leading 6-0, and 5 of the 6 have come off big swings. A 2-run homer for Ernie Clement and a 3-run home run for Dalton Varsho.
And you didn't even mention that Vlad now has a 3-game hit streak going. He has hit safely in 25 of 26 games.
The 2-2 pitch to Horwitz way down in the dirt, and it ricochets off the chest pad of Theis about 20 feet to the left. And probably smartly, Alejandro Kirk, not exactly a speed demon, decides to stay at first and did not try to take off for second. You don't want to be that third out on the base paths. 2 down, top 5, and a 3-2 count to Spencer Horwitz. Here's the pitch, and swing and a miss. Anderson gets out of the inning, but not before the Blue Jays score 3, leading 6-0. We go to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center. Streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
SiriusXM NFL Radio hit the road for a special town hall with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
Bruce Murray and Alex Smith talk to the Super Bowl champions, including Coach Andy Reid, as they get ready to defend their title.
We've got good guys, which helps. You know, it starts with Patrick, Travis, and Chris Jones. It's a good foundation.
Hear this exclusive SiriusXM NFL Radio town hall from Kansas City Chiefs training camp anytime on the all-new SiriusXM app.
If you love golf, then you should never turn off SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio. Our hosts have the best takes.
Tiger's impact on the game of golf, aside from how good he was at it, was something that I don't think we'll ever see again.
Talk to the biggest guests.
Scotty, you've had a year to celebrate.
This year, I've just seen a lot of good results.
And can even help you with your own game.
Take the club and at address, open it up.
It's all golf, all the time. On SiriusXM PGA Tour Radio, Channel 92 in the car, and on the SiriusXM app.
Wake up! Wake up, everybody!
This is Steve Phillips from the leadoff spot on MLB Network Radio. Join me and former Major League Baseball players Eduardo Perez and Xavier Scruggs as we react to all the latest news and scores across baseball and have plenty of fun along the way.
Steve, you were so right about that.
I don't know if anybody else thinks we're funny, but I think we're funny.
Why are you putting us or we into this?
The leadoff spot, weekdays at 7 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, Channel 89, and on the SiriusXM app.
The Blue Jays are in flight, leading 3-0.
Blue Jays fans, this is Ross Atkins, and you're listening to Blue Jays Baseball on Sirius XM.
And the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back, Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you from the Timber Mart broadcast booth as we get set to start the bottom half of the 5th inning. The Blue Jays with 6 runs on 5 hits. And Jose Berrios has given up only 1 hit so far, pitching the shutout against the Angels, against 6-0. And the first pitch to Mickey Moniak in for a strike. A called strike on the sinker, 0-1. Moniak struck out in the second inning. The 0-1 pitch just missing down low, a little bit outside, 1-1. Berrios comes set. The leg kick and the delivery. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Berrios steps back on the rubber, looks in at the sign. Looks like Kirk might want it a little low here, and Berrios came back and put it exactly where Kirk wanted it, and it looked low, but they got the call. A third strikeout for Berrios as Moniak goes down looking, one away.
Well, Mickey Moniak shaking his head, walking back to that Angels dugout. I tend to agree with him. Alejandro Kirk with a good frame job, but that ball was well below the strike zone. Todd Tishner with kind of a strange call. Not a strike, in my opinion.
And now Matt Thaiss jumps on the first pitch, sends it on a ride to center field. And it's gone just beyond the glove of Dalton Varsho, who got there, made a pretty good jump at it, tried to bring it back in the yard, but it was beyond his reach. And the Angels get on the board with their second hit and their first run. It's 6-1 Toronto.
Well, Matt Thaiss just hit his second home run of the season. It was a changeup right over the middle of the plate. Kirk wanted that thing down. Jose Berrios gave it to him about thigh high, middle, and he drilled it over that wall in center field, just over the outstretched glove of Dalton Varsho, jumping against that center field wall.
I tell you what, the Angels' celebratory gadget is not a good look.
It's not it.
No. The Jays have the home run jacket. You know, you see the Orioles with the funnel. You see the trident from the Mariners. The Angels put on some sort of glow stick halo and make a guy walk around looking like an angel for 5 seconds. It is a bad look.
So you think that's worse than the home run jacket?
Oh, 1,000 times worse. Luis Guillorme steps up, down in the count 0-1, and now quickly fouls off the cutter. It's 0-2. Berrios trying to bounce right back after giving up that solo shot. And the 0-2 pitch way high. It's 1-2. Again, the Blue Jays leading now 6-1. The shutout is gone, but still a 5-run lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Berrios comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Down low. Count now even at 2-2. Swing and a miss. And Guillorme sits down. 2 away.
Well, he just blew that fastball by him. 95 down and away. Guillorme swings right over the top of it. This injury report is brought to you by Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. If life has thrown you a curveball and you're striking out with your insurance company, get ahead of the count and call Bergmanis Pereira Personal Injury Lawyers. You focus on getting better, and Bergmanis Pereira will take care of the rest. Visit bplawyers.ca.
You got anything for me? I've got something.
Well, I just had a quick Jordan Romano update. He is feeling good. He's progressing well following that July 3rd arthroscopic surgery.
It's not much of an update, and I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming you. You're just passing on the information, but that's not much of an update.
Nah,
He's feeling good
I was
and progressing well.
I was reaching right there.
I'll give you one. Jose Berrios got hit in the foot and stayed in the game. No?
Sweet.
The 1-1 pitch to Stefanik in for a strike.
So you're telling me that's more of an update than what I just gave you?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Jose Berrios.
Starting pitcher got hit in the foot and he stayed in the game.
Obviously, he's still in the game.
Just telling you. Maybe somebody just tuned in. Can't expect everybody to listen for all 9. I mean, I know 95% of the audience does.
All right.
They want to hear you for as long as they can.
At least my parents do.
The 1-2 pitch. And Stefanik reaches, fouls that one off. Stays alive. We'll do it again at 1-2. This is kind of like a roster report. I could pass this one along that Ben Schulman will return to the radio airwaves starting on Friday as my little run here will come to an end after tonight's ball game. Off day for the Blue Jays tomorrow, and then it's Schulman and LaRue back at it for the Cubs and Jays this weekend. And the 1-2 pitch fouled off. We'll do it again with Stefanik, trying to keep this inning alive for the Angels.
I think you're selling yourself short, man. That was not a little run. 35 games. Was it 35 or 36?
I believe tonight was 36. But
that is that is a pretty long run.
Wasn't 36 straight though, you know, over the course of the season.
Well, whatever.
I haven't done anything for 36 straight days. Ever.
It's almost a full basketball season for you.
Yep. 6-1, Blue Jays leading the Angels, and a 2-2 count to Stefanik. Here's the delivery, and he chops this one out toward short, picked up by Clement, throws over to first to record the out, and that will sit down the Angels. They get one in the inning on the solo shot from Matt Thaiss as we go to the 6th. Toronto leading by 5. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Timber Mart is Canada's building center, a solid neighbor to call upon when you've got a job to do. Your dependable home improvement store that offers the added value of Air Miles reward miles with every purchase of $15 or more. Visit timbermart.ca.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Timber Mart always has plans to help you with your plans. Your home, your cottage, your garage, whatever needs your attention first, check the most visited spot on our website for ready-to-order plans to get the job done with Canada's building center. Visit timbermart.ca.
I am by your side. Got a heart so big, on this you can rely. No mountains too tall for the strong boots to climb. I am by your side.
That was Desjardins Insurance, playing insurance with a heart so big it shows. Tune in for your auto and home coverage at desjardins.com/heart.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Springer started right, coming in, leaps and makes the catch full stretch.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back. Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you as the 6th inning starts. And Big Ernie jumps on the first pitch, sends it into the right field corner. Pilar couldn't get there. It takes one bounce off the wall. Clement on his horse. He's going to come around second. He's into third. Ernie Clement with a stand-up triple to start the 6th inning.
Well, that's a good piece of hitting right there. He drilled that thing the other way into the corner. The thing that I didn't love about that play is Kevin Pilar let that ball go by him and kind of nonchalantly just kind of sauntered after it. I think that allowed Ernie Clement to get to third base. It's very unlike Kevin Pilar.
The way he was running it, I almost wondered if he hurt himself, but he seems like he's fine now, and he's not coming out of the ball game or anything. So Clement now with a home run and a triple in this ball game.
Well, he's got the two hardest ones out of the way.
And now Davis Schneider slaps at the 0-1 pitch, dribbles it down the third base line. And he's quickly down 0-2. Blue Jays leading 6-1, but a chance to potentially get at least one more in this inning. Maybe put together a big inning as it starts in a big way with the triple from Ernie Clement. Anderson with that slow delivery, and Davis Schneider rips one to third base. Clement had to actually get out of the way of that when it was a hot shot right towards Ernie, just foul. And we'll do it again at 0-2.
So you've been doing this for 36 games now.
Okay.
You've been in the clubhouse, you've been in the dugout, you've been on the field, you've taken gum from the little.
Hey, shh.
You've done everything as a major league broadcaster. What's been your favorite experience so far?
I got to think about that for a second, because there are quite a few.
Outside of working with me.
That was on the list. 0-2 pitch. Schneider swing and a miss. He sits down, and he quickly kind of just gave that sigh and looked up to the heavens. He is definitely feeling it right now.
Yeah, he's fighting something. That wasn't a great pitch from Tyler Anderson. It was a changeup off the plate outside, a pitch that he really shouldn't be swinging at. But Davis Schneider is very clearly fighting something right now.
This will bring up Leo Jimenez, and we'll see if Leo can knock in Clement, who still stands at third following that leadoff triple. All right, I will say this, all joking aside, shout out to Madison Shipman, who I worked with for a few games, and to Caleb Joseph as well, but I've worked a good 75-80% of my ball games with you. The 0-1 pitch to Jimenez. He gets underneath it. It's sky high, but it's into shallow right field. And making the grab over the shoulder was the second baseman. And my goodness, Stefanik makes the grab. And Ernie Clement still took off from third to score, even though that ball was only about 10 feet into the grass in shallow right. So that is some wild running and heads-up running from Ernie Clement.
So heads up. You hit it right on the head. He noticed that Stefanik was going back towards that outfield, and he knew that he had a chance to tag and score that run. Such a heads-up play from Ernie Clement. Such a smart baseball player.
So I was going to say, after working with Joseph and Shipman for a handful of games, it's been you for 75-80%. You've been an absolute pleasure to work with. You're a total pro, and I have absolutely enjoyed myself. And I look forward to hearing you and Ben on the calls for years to come on this radio station and on the Sportsnet radio network, as Addison Barger just got hit. Pitch came inside from Anderson, and it went off, I believe, the lower part of the forearm. It might have been a little bit close to the wrist of Barger. He doesn't wear any protection at all. He looks out at Anderson right now, and he's not happy about it. John Schneider comes out. The training staff comes out, and now they're tending to Barger.
It looks like it got him in that wrist. Well, maybe on the forearm.
And you wonder about, is there any kind of payback or not? It didn't look like it was intentional, but
I don't think so. I don't know Addison Barger, and I don't know how tough he is, but he seems like he would be a tough guy.
To finish the point that you asked me, though, about the favorite thing, I don't want to sound too cliche or cheeseball about it. For a guy that grew up playing baseball quite a bit and played into high school and whatnot, I was never going to be good enough to go anywhere with it, but I loved the game. I still love the game. I went to games at Exhibition Stadium. I sat in the bleachers at Exhibition Stadium. I went to then Skydome a whole bunch as a kid and sat in the nosebleeds up in the 500 deck. I cheered on the Blue Jays in the back-to-back World Series and nearly punched a hole in the ceiling in the basement when Joe Carter hit that home run. To go down to one of the first ball games and to be on the turf, on the field, let alone then in the booth, and to go from sitting in the 500 level to then sitting in the booth and calling games, that's like a pinch me moment. I've done NBA games for 20 plus years. I called an NBA championship, but it's still a cool feeling to be a kid again and to do something fresh and new and to have that moment in a Major League Baseball park.
And I remember your first day, and I know you've done it all in basketball, but I remember your first day, you mentioned to me just the sheer size of the stadium. It was a different feeling than at a basketball stadium.
Absolutely. Walking out that wall in left field and getting a chance to walk all the way down that third base line and just kind of looking up at what you normally are looking down at when you're in the stands. It was awesome. And as we get the kumbaya moment, George Springer has taken 3 balls for a 3-0 count as the Blue Jays try to keep this inning going as they lead 7-1 with Barger at first and Springer trying to keep the inning rolling to bring up Dalton Varsho, who had a 3-run shot in his last at-bat. Springer taking the whole way. Fastball comes in from Anderson, and it's now 3-1. And the 3-1 pitch outside. Anderson gives up the free pass to Springer. So hit by pitch for Barger, walk for Springer, and now 2 on with 2 away here in the top of the 6th.
And here comes Ron Washington to get Tyler Anderson out of this game. He just threw his 98th pitch of the ball game. He has 4 walks in this game. Pretty rare for Tyler Anderson.
So with that, for the first time tonight, we will go back to baseball control with Show Ali.
Thank you very much, Eric and Chris. Don't forget, we do have Jays Talk tonight. I have a solo edition of the post-game show. We'll take your calls and texts once this game is over. 590-590, name and location. That's the People's Text Line. Standard data and messaging rates may apply. I will throw out the numbers for you to call after the final out. All right, let's check the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by St. Louis Bar and Grill. The NFL preseason underway, as you might expect, a litany of injuries both in games and at practice. The latest one, Vikings rookie quarterback J.J. McCarthy suffering a torn meniscus in his right knee. McCarthy taken with the 10th overall pick in this past year's draft. He underwent surgery today. He is now officially out for the entire 2024 season. That leaves Sam Darnold as the unquestioned starter, at least for now, for the Vikings to start the season. Minnesota also had wideout Jordan Addison carted out of practice today with an ankle injury. He will miss some time, though head coach Kevin O'Connell did say they don't believe the injury is serious. Elsewhere, Lions running back Jahmyr Gibbs, he's going to be out for a while with a hamstring injury, though he is expected to be ready by the beginning of the regular season. Don't expect to see him play a ton in the preseason. Giants rookie wide receiver Malik Neighbors dealing with a minor ankle sprain, and Chiefs wideout Hollywood Brown suffering a dislocated shoulder. He is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks, so he will miss at least a few weeks of the regular season at the beginning of September. And a trade to report. Patriots outside linebacker Matthew Judon has been dealt to the Falcons. Pat's getting back a 2025 third-rounder in the deal. Judon had been unhappy with being set to make just $6.5 million in the last year of his deal, though the team had not yet offered him a new contract. Well, the Falcons have not, as of right now, worked a contract out with him, though that is likely in the works. Blue Jays baseball, of course, is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. Let's get you back to the action. Here's Eric Smith and Chris LaRue.
Thanks very much, Joe. As we continue here in this 6th inning, the Blue Jays with a 7-1 lead. They were up 6-0, gave one back in the bottom of the 5th, but they got back that run to reestablish their 6-run lead. And Anderson now out of the ball game, so the lefty sits down as the Blue Jays will bring up Dalton Varsho, who again had a 3-run home run in his last at-bat. One of 2 homers in the ball game for the Blue Jays. Varsho steps in, and the pitch up high, 1-0.
New pitcher for the Angels is Mike Baumann. He's 3-0 on the season with an ERA of 4.75 in 43 games.
Baumann, the righty, gets set for the 1-0 pitch. And Varsho just turned on one and sent it deep down the right field line. It's way foul, but man, oh man, he just missed a second 3-run shot in this ball game.
Yeah, he was about 20 feet to the right of that foul pole. He definitely had the distance. He is seeing the ball very well tonight, that's for sure.
The 1-1 pitch outside, now 2-1.
You know what I'm most excited about?
Wow, that's open-ended.
In September, when you come back, when you watch a ball game and you run the bases on a Sunday, that's going to be my favorite part of the season.
Dude,
Junior Jays, man.
I know I'm not the largest guy in the world. I'm not even 150 pounds soaking wet, but I am 5'9". You know, like I'm not a child. I don't think I could pass for a Junior J.
Well, you'd have to shave your beard for sure.
Well, then I might look maybe 12, maybe.
I know some people. Maybe I'll get you on the list.
Varsho fouls off the 2-1 pitch. It's now 2-2. As Baumann gets set. Looks in at Theis, his catcher. With 2 on and 2 out. A swing and a miss from Varsho, and he actually slips awkwardly on that big cut as he leaves 2 stranded. And we head to the bottom of the 6th with the Blue Jays up 7-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Kelly. I love your Kelly Clarkson Connection channel.
All right. Thank you so much for listening.
The mix is eclectic.
I love music, and I just want to celebrate all of it with you.
It's my favorite now.
Is it worth it? Let me work it.
It is perfect.
This is my heartbeat. The Kelly Clarkson Connection, y'all.
I freaking love your channel.
Oh my God.
Channel 12 and on the Sirius XM app.
The golf season is in full swing.
To the hole, could go, and it did! It did! What's up, baseball fans? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Toronto Blue Jays matchup. Please join our community today. Hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed, and come hang out with us again. Make sure that bell is turned on so you don't miss any time we go live, creating the best Toronto sports community on the internet. Right here on YouTube, any Blue Jays games, Leafs games, Raptors games, Argos games, we're live right here on Toronto Sports Insider. Thanks for being an insider. Thanks for making sure that bell is turned on, and we'll see you guys back in the chat. Go Jays, go.
It's been cool to see that kind of shift in energy.
Managers at the mic on MLB Network Radio, Sirius XM 89 and the Sirius XM app.
Fantasy football players, learn winning strategies right now on Fantasy Sports Radio to help you draft a winning team on Channel 87 and on the Sirius XM app.
Sixth inning is brought to you by Desjardins Financial Group. Desjardins is a big fan of small biz. That's why they awarded another $3 million to small business owners across the country. See how Desjardins cheered on small biz this year at goodsparkgrants.ca. Nolan Shonowell steps in, and the first pitch is in for a strike. Berrios got him with the sinker, came back, and missed just a little bit down low. On a second straight sinker, it's 1-1.
I don't know if you can hear this, but the crowd is singing happy birthday to somebody in the crowd, to somebody in the dugout. I have no idea.
Well, I'll do some digging. Maybe is it Nolan Shonowell's birthday?
Well, I can easily tell.
Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Kirk setting up inside. Berrios put it right where Kirk wanted it. It's 2-2.
It is not Nolan Shonowell's birthday. He was born on, actually, Valentine's Day.
I don't celebrate that day. Got my own holiday. Berrios with the 2-2 pitch. Outside and low, and a full count now to Nolan Shonowell. Blue Jays leading 7-1 here in the bottom of the sixth inning. And that one down low inside. They check down to third. And tonight's third base umpire, Manny Gonzalez, says, nope, it's good. And it's a free pass for Shonowell to start the sixth inning.
Well, you could tell just how frustrated Jose Berrios was. He wanted that call, slammed his bare hand into his glove, made a little grimace. I might have to agree with him. And I haven't seen a slow motion replay yet, but it definitely looked like there was a chance that Shonowell swung at that pitch.
Brings up Anthony Rendon. 0 for 2 in the ball game. The average has dipped down to 237 now with the 0 for night. Looking to change his fortunes right here. He's down on the count 0-1. Berrios with the kick and delivery. That one up high, missing. 1-1. On the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the St. Louis Bar and Grill. I believe it just went final. My eyes are scanning the upper score there, and I believe it was 10-2. The Yankees end up beating the White Sox as they scored a whole bunch in the last 3 innings. 2 other games going on right now. Atlanta leading San Francisco 7-1. Same score in this ball game. That one in the top of the 6th. And in the top of the 9th, Milwaukee leading the Dodgers 5-4. The 1-2 pitch, Rendon fouls it off to stay alive in that Milwaukee-LA game. I believe just went final as the Brewers beat the Dodgers 5-4.
And did you see that Jazz Chisholm was put on the IL for the New York Yankees? Left elbow inflammation.
The 1-2 pitch, and Rendon sends one on a ride towards right field, but Springer has a beat on it, makes the grab. He'll toss it in, 1 away. (7-1) Toronto, a 6-run lead here in the bottom of the 6th with now 1 away. As Kevin Pillar comes up. So after misplaying that Ernie Clement hit that turned into a triple in right field, I don't know that we speculated that he was hurt. I just mentioned that he was running like he was hurt because he was running so lazily in a sense. He sends one out to short, picked up by Clement, steps on second himself, throws to first to record the double play, and that will do it. So a tough night for Pillar against his former team as we now head to the 7th inning with the Blue Jays leading 7-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Jays fans, ready to hit a home run with your next roofing project? Step up to the plate with GAF Timberline HDZ shingles, the official roofing shingle of the Toronto Blue Jays. Just like our Jays, GAF Timberline HDZ shingles deliver top performance with unmatched durability and protection. So, when it's time to cover your bases, choose the winning team. Visit your local Home Depot or shop online at homedepot.ca for all your roofing shingles and accessories. GAF, we protect what matters most.
At Crown Rust Control, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle.
Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
So, you want to be a Looney Dogger, eh? Every Tuesday Blue Jays home game is Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. Grab $1 hot dogs from various concession stands around Rogers Center. Plus, stop by the Schneider's Porch, your hot dog headquarters. The destination for a one-of-a-kind hot dog experience with excellent ballpark views. So, whether you're the relish ringleader or seventh-inning snacker, no Blue Jays game is complete without hot dogs. Don't miss out on this delicious deal. Looney Dogs Night, presented by Schneider's. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
That ball is gone. Third home run in 4 batters for the Blue Jays.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back. Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you in the Timber Mart broadcast booth. Getting set to start now the 7th inning. The Jays with 7 runs on 6 hits, 1 error. And the Angels with only 2 hits, 1 run, trailing 7-1 in this ball game. And the Blue Jays will get set to lead things off with Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Vladdy, the first pitch outside. Guerrero 2 for 3 on the night.
New pitcher for the Angels is Hans Kroos. The 6'4", 180-pound righty threw against the Jays a couple of nights ago. He went 1 2/3, giving up 1 hit, walking 2, but no runs.
And Kroos now even in the count with Vladdy. 1-1. Swing and a miss as he got Guerrero with that third pitch. The slider in there and a 1-2 count. Kroos looks in at the sign from Theis. The leg kick and the delivery, and Guerrero reaches out to slap at one, send it foul as it ricochets up and over the Angels dugout, and he'll get set to step back in, still down 1-2. Kroos with the pitch. Came inside on Vladdy. It's 2-2. The 2-2 delivery, and another one sent foul by Guerrero down the third base line. As Vladdy's looking for his 3rd hit of the ballgame. 2 for 3 tonight. A part of this Blue Jay 7-1 lead. Looks like they're trying to go inside on Guerrero. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And Guerrero sits down, 1 away.
And they did just that. Hans Kroos with the perfect pitch right at the hands of Vlad. Vlad swings just underneath it. That's a really tough pitch. Mid-90s fastball, a little bit of run. Almost impossible to hit.
So now 1 down in the 7th inning. As Alejandro Kirk comes up, 0 for 3 on the night for Kirk. A couple of strikeouts and a fielder's choice in his last at-bat. Ahead in the count 1-0. That first pitch, the sinker, no good. The 1-0 delivery, and that one in for a strike. It's 1-1. Crows looks in at the sign. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that one down low. 2-1. A fresh baseball for Crows. Spencer Horwitz on deck. And we'll see what Kirk can do right here with the 2-1 pitch. And that one, a wild one down low, skipping before the plate. It's now 3-1 to Kirk. After sitting down Guerrero, Crows looking a little bit scattered right here against Kirk. The 3-1 pitch is sent up high by Alejandro Kirk on a little lazy one out to second base. And it's controlled by Stefanik. And quickly 2 away.
Another good fastball from Crows in on the hands of Alejandro Kirk. A 3-1 count. Alejandro obviously thinking something hard over the heart of the plate, and Crows gave him that sinker again in at the hands. Tough pitch.
And now Spencer Horwitz looks at the first pitch, a strike. As Crows came with the sinker, clocked at 94, 0-1. Horwitz tonight 0 for 2. He did walk and score in the second inning. Average now is dipped down below 270 at 269 as he slaps at this one, fouls it over the dugout on the left field side. And he's now down 0-2. Crows with the pitch. And a swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Crows as he strikes out Horwitz and Vladdy. And the Blue Jays go down in order as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. They lead 7-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
The Blue Jays are inviting you to work from Dome. Put it in your calendar. 307 weekdays starts this season. You can work from Dome with friends or coworkers at Rogers Center. It's a game changer. Make the ballpark your office for the afternoon. Work from Dome, 307 weekday starts. Let's touch base. Check out ticket options on BlueJays.com/workfromdome.
We're 2 men and a truck. So, you're moving to a new home, and all that's left to do is to call a mover you know you can trust. Well, naturally, you think 2 men and a truck, since you know they have lots of men and lots of trucks. They'll wrap, pack, and move everything you own. With a 96% referral rating and the professionalism you can trust, the choice is simple. For a free in-home estimate, call today. We're 2 men and a truck.
2 men and a truck, the movers who care.
Mondays on City TV, The Bachelorette is looking for her perfect match.
It's Jen's world, I'm just living in it.
One rose ceremony at a time.
I can see myself being with you.
You're someone who gets me.
And Jen's men.
I like seeing you happy.
I'm always happy when I'm with you.
Will fight for her.
I don't respect you. You stand no chance.
Until the end.
All the guys aren't here for the right reason.
This was not the bomb that I wanted tonight.
The Bachelorette, all new Mondays 8, 7 Central on City TV. Or stream it on City TV Plus.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Varsho smashes the ball to right field. It's gone!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back. Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you, getting set to start the bottom half of the 7th inning. Jose Berrios still on the bump for the Blue Jays as he'll get set for Willie Calhoun. And the first pitch to Calhoun is in for a strike. And it actually bobbled off the glove of Kirk and right into the hands of Calhoun, who catches it, hands it back to Alejandro as he's down on the count 0-1. Swings at the second pitch, sends it foul down the left field side, and a very quick 0-2 count.
Jose Berrios just threw his 75th pitch of the ball game. We're in the bottom of the 7th. A chance to throw a CG here. That'd be nice for Jose Berrios.
The 0-2. It's sent out towards short, right behind the bag. Ernie Clement makes the grab, throws to first, and sits down Calhoun, 1 away. On that out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by the St. Louis Bar and Grill. The only other game going on right now, Atlanta in San Francisco with now a 9-1 lead. There was a 9-1 final in baseball earlier tonight as well, with the Mets beating the A's 9-1. That one in New York. The Mets will be in Toronto for a series against the Blue Jays at Rogers Center in the second week of September, actually. 0-1 pitch to Taylor Ward. He sends it down the first base line. Vladdy tried to get it just before it went foul. He kind of grabbed it and threw it at Berrios, who was covering first, but he was a fraction of a second too late, so that's a foul ball, and there's still life for Ward.
Well, you're up 7-1. You've won 2 ball games in a row. You're allowed to have a little fun. Vlad with the little flip back to Jose Berrios. I think he knew that it was foul. That's probably why he tried that play there. I think that if it was a fair ball, he wouldn't have been so
casual.
Yeah, fun with it.
Not like the behind-the-back flip we saw from Spencer Horwitz at Rogers Center.
Yeah, that was
in
weird.
the series against the A's.
That was a strange one.
That was a strange series for the Blue Jays, losing 2 of 3 to the A's, but they have recovered nicely here to start this road trip, taking the first 2 over the Angels and looking like they're in great position for the sweep tonight, and that will help as Ward just struck out the 5th K of the game for Berrios. 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
And that was a changeup from Jose Berrios. I was talking about how important it would be to throw those changeups to all the lefties in this lineup. There were 5 lefties in this starting lineup, but that was a right-on-right changeup. That was probably the best changeup of the day against a right-handed hitter from Jose Berrios.
Mickey Moniak comes up now. First pitch outside, ball 1. 2 strikeouts on the night for Moniak. The left-handed hitter, the Angels center fielder, staring at Berrios, who fires in another pitch outside, and Berrios upset himself as he missed his spot both times. And Moniak ahead 2-0.
Yeah, you don't want to fall behind 2-0 when you get just after you get 2 quick outs. Understandably upset with himself.
And back with a strike. Upper part of the zone, Moniak shaking his head, but that was a strike.
Well, we also saw framing to perfection there from Alejandro Kirk. It looked like a strike because of the frame job.
A pitcher, that was a strike.
It looked like a strike because of the frame job, I'm telling you.
Moniak sends it out to short, right behind the bag, picking it up. Ernie Clement throws to first, records the out, and that will do it. We go to the 8th inning. Blue Jays still leading 7-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Embrace the power and speed of the NTT IndyCar Series on SiriusXM.
Joseph Newgarden wins the Indy 500.
The season rolls on Saturday night at 6 Eastern at Worldwide Technology Raceway just outside St. Louis.
Good job, buddy.
From the green to the checkers.
Flies under the twin checkers.
Hear every thrilling lap live on IndyCar Nation Channel 218, NBC Sports Audio Channel 85.
Alex Palou. Thank you so much.
And on the all-new SiriusXM app. Are you regretting eating that gas station hot dog? Yeah, we know. We've been there too. This is a message for baseball fans like you. Did you know that you get a channel that's talking baseball 24/7 as part of your SiriusXM subscription?
What?
Our lineup includes shows hosted by former big leaguers and executives. Plus, you'll hear from 17 managers each week. MLB Network Radio is on SiriusXM Channel 89, or just search MLB Network Radio on the SXM app. SiriusXM Sports. We're more than just a game.
This is John Paul Morosi. Coming up on the next episode of the SiriusXM podcast, The Road to Cooperstown, I sit down with Hall of Famer Fergie Jenkins.
First individual I phoned was my dad, and I told him I just got voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. He was kind of crying. I said, Dad, you and I are now in the Hall of Fame together. And he was pretty happy with that.
The Road to Cooperstown airs Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern on MLB Network Radio, SiriusXM 89, and the all-new SiriusXM app. New episodes drop every Tuesday wherever you get your podcasts.
In season or out of season, the #1 place for college sports is SiriusXM College Sports Radio, Channel 84.
Radio Network.
Getting set to start the 8th inning with the Blue Jays leading 7-1. Eric Smith and Chris LaRue with you in the Timbermart broadcast booth on a Wednesday night, 11:28 Eastern Time. 8:28 Pacific, and I'll just leave it at that. I can't do all the other time zones. Blue Jays with a 6-run lead over the Angels looking for the sweep tonight in LA.
11:28 Central Time.
Ooh, okay, that's a good one.
I'm just helping you out,
I guess I could have done that one. That is
just resting your pipes, as Show says.
Fairly easy, I guess. And Ernie Clement, the first batter of this inning.
Wait, did I say 11:28 Central? Sorry, I meant 10:28 Central.
I knew what you meant. I was going to let it go.
All right.
I've had a couple of mistakes tonight, so I wasn't going to jump on that one. Jose Quijada into the ballgame for the Angels, and the lefty fires a huge fastball up high that Ernie Clement chased after, and Clement down 0-2. Quijada with the ERA at 2.57 coming into action. And he turns, fires, and the pitch fouled off by Clement. Ernie staying alive.
Clement with a triple and a homer in this ball game. A double and a single away from a cycle. I don't think he's going to get the chance to complete that cycle, but pretty good ball game for Ernie Clement.
Swing and a miss. Strikeout for Clement as Quijada sits down. The first batter he faces, one away here in the 8th. I got a question for you.
All right.
How many hot dogs can you eat in one night?
Depending on the size. Are we talking about the Schneiders?
Yeah.
The little loony dog ones?
Yeah.
I could eat 10 easily.
10?
Yeah. With bun?
Yeah.
Yeah, with bun, for sure. Maybe 8.
So not one per inning.
I'll eat 9.
Okay. Well, find out on Tuesday, August 20th, as Looney Dog Nights presented by Schneider's returns to the ballpark. We'll see if Chris LaRue can fire back 9 hot dogs that night. If you want to find out if you can do the same, BlueJays.com/LooneyDogs. I just wrote my own promo. Brendan Little warming up in the Blue Jay bullpen. And the 2-0 pitch to Davis Schneider in for a strike from Quijada, trying to battle back in this at-bat. It's now 2-1.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
If you had 3 hours, how many hot dogs could you eat? You have to put things in perspective. You can't just say, how many hot dogs can you eat? How many hot dogs can you eat in 3 hours?
Ugh. I don't know.
You could eat 9. They're little.
Listen, I could probably eat 9. I just would not want to eat 9. Now, if we're talking pizza,
you also don't like carbs, so you wouldn't want to eat the bread. You're one of those fit guys.
Oh yeah, look at me. I do my laundry on my abs. 3-2 pitch inside to Schneider and a free pass as he gets the walk with 1 out here in the 8th. Listen, I like a good hot dog. I just don't know if I could deal with 9 hot dogs. Or I think it's more so my insides could not deal with 9 hot dogs. But again, you give me pizza, I will down a wheel in a heartbeat. I have no filter, no stop sign when it comes to pizza. Leo Jimenez steps up, and the first pitch looked well outside from Quijada, but it's called a strike. The fastball clocked at 95. Leo down 0-1. And the second pitch way up high on another fastball, 1-1.
So hypothetically, if there was Looney Pizza,
minimum 9. Minimum.
Oh, that's a lot of slices.
Well, okay, hold on. Are we talking a normal slice, or are we talking those jumbo slices that you get at the concession stands?
Comparatively to the Looney Dog.
Okay, well then
so it's a little slice.
So it'd be a little slice. Easily 9. Easily.
All right. I could probably do that too.
I might even be saying upwards of 12.
That's gross.
Yeah, because 9 hot dogs isn't gross. The 1-2 pitch to Leo up high. It's 2-2. Blue Jays leading 7-1 in the top of the 8th inning. Davis Schneider at first with the lead, not being held on. And a swing and a miss. Jimenez sits down. 2 away here in the 8th. So 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jose Quijada. It will bring up the number 9 hitter for the Blue Jays, Addison Barger. One last look on that out-of-town scoreboard. It's still 9-1 Atlanta leading San Francisco, bottom of the 7th. In the top of the 8th, it's 7-1 Toronto leading the Angels, as Barger tries to get his first hit of the game. He has been on base, but it came in a tough way as he was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. He swings and misses at the 1-0 count. A fastball at just below 97 from Quijada. Count stands at 1-1.
If you're Addison Barger, you've probably had enough of this game. 3 at-bats early in this ball game against a lefty, Tyler Anderson. He was hit in the forearm. And now another at-bat against another lefty who's throwing 96 to 98 miles an hour.
And he thought he had a base hit right there. But to your point, he probably just wants to get out of this thing. He rips a line drive that he thought was up the middle. But Luis Guillorme, the shortstop, made an incredible jumping catch to steal a base hit and to end the 8th inning. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Blue Jays leading 7-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between Pizza and inflation. First to the plate, Pizza's big hitter, fixed rate pizza. An extra large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. I dare say, folks, inflation stands no chance against this all-star. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for fixed rate pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca. We're 2 men in a truck, the movers who care. You never know when cardiac arrest can happen. That's why each and every one of our trucks.
Hey Insiders, thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Blue Jays game. I appreciate all of you being in the chat, firing it up. Please take a second to exit out of the chat and find that like button. Please hit that thumbs up button, and let's keep growing that number so we can get more Blue Jays fans here in the chat to help us donate more money to SickKids Hospital in Toronto. So as you know, we've started our campaign. Please check the link that is pinned in the chat. Check out our campaign and please donate if you can. Thanks for hitting that like button. Appreciate it. We'll get back to the baseball. See you in the chat.
That was Desjardins Insurance, playing insurance with a heart so big it shows. Tune in for your auto and home coverage at desjardins.com/heart.
Hey, this is Chad Green. You're listening to Toronto Blue Jays baseball on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
I was brought up in the front row, that fire and brimstone.
Bottom of the 8th inning, Blue Jays leading 7-1. They have stifled the Angel Bats in this series. Just 2 hits tonight for Los Angeles. 1 run, thus far at least, into the bottom of the 8th inning. Toronto leading LA 7-1. Brendan Little into the ball game in place of Jose Berrios, and you were a little surprised by that.
Yeah, I mean, you alluded to the point that he was hitting the foot earlier on in the ball game. Maybe that was the reason that he came out of this ball game. But 84 pitches, 61 strikes. He was on cruise control. He had a pretty good chance to go CG in this ball game.
And Matt Thaiss jumps on this one and sends the 0-1 pitch into center field, and it's a leadoff base hit to start this 8th inning for Matt Thaiss and the Angels.
And I can't imagine that it was Jose Berrios' choice to come out of this ballgame unless that foot was bothering him. But as a competitor, if I know Jose Berrios, he probably would have wanted to stay in this ballgame and potentially throw a complete game, which is pretty rare in today's baseball.
Brings up the number 8 hitter, Luis Guillorme. 0 for 2 in the ballgame. And Guillorme looks at the first pitch. It's a ball. The sinker no good. 1-0. Guillorme again 0 for 2, but did reach on an error in the 3rd inning. The 1-0 pitch outside, 2-0. And Little shaking his head, frustrated by that one. I think he's frustrated with himself. That pitch was not close. The 2-0 delivery. And that was a little closer. He thought he caught the inside edge, and very quickly it's 3-0 to Guillorme.
Well, up 6 runs in the 8th inning. This is obviously not how you want to start your outing. Give up a base hit to the first guy, fall behind the next guy, 3-0.
Comes back with a strike. 3-1. The sinker in just over 94 miles an hour. In fact, it's been 4 straight sinkers. Let's see what he does right here. The 3-1 delivery. Swing and a miss from Guillorme. It's now 3-2. Little with the pitch. Came inside. They look down to third, and nope, it's all good. And a walk for Guillorme puts 2 on with none out for the Angels here in the 8th.
Pretty good AB from Guillorme right there, taking probably 3 or 4 tough pitches. Little was all over the strike zone, just outside, inside by a hair on a few of them. But he's in some trouble now. Runners on first and second, nobody out in this 8th inning.
Brings up the bottom of the order, Michael Stefanik. 0 for 2 in the ball game. But he's got 2 on with none away as Little just missed down low outside on the first pitch. Another sinker. And a 1-0 count. Zach Pop starts warming up for the Blue Jays. The 1-0 pitch is sent down to third. Nice grab by Barger. Runs over, steps on the bag, whips cross field, and gets the out at first thanks to the splits from Vladdy. And what a double play turned by Barger and Guerrero.
Well, we've seen that so many times this season from Vlad. A scoop and a split. I mean, such an athletic play, such an athletic guy. Addison Barger with the tough throw across the diamond, across his body for the double play. A big out if you're Brendan Little.
It brings up the top of the order now for the Angels with Nolan Shotwell. And he swings at the first pitch, sends it out to second base, scooped up by Jimenez over to first, and the Blue Jays get out of the inning. Great job by Toronto's defense to pick up Brendan Little as the Angels get nothing. And we head to the 9th inning with Toronto leading 7-1. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Get your news and politics all in one place on SiriusXM. On Fox News Channel, CNN, and MSNBC.
Your top stories are just seconds away.
Exclusive political channels and hosts with Megyn Kelly on Triumph.
Woo, what a week it's been.
And on Patriot, Progress, and POTUS.
This issue being as hot as it is on the minds of so many voters.
Call in and have your voice heard.
You are the only media source that I ever recommend.
SiriusXM News and Politics, starting at Channel 111 and on the SiriusXM app.
When you want to hear the biggest names in the SEC, you tune in to Channel 3.
Behold, the mightiest assembly ever witnessed. We are all gathered in the darkness. Together we can be the light. I call upon every crew. We need you all to join our fight for a new SickKids, and we need you now. Who's with us? Who is with us?
Are you with us, insiders? Let's go. You heard the man. Let's donate some money to SickKids. Anything that you can is a huge help. Cheers, insiders. Let's change the world.
All new SiriusXM app or wherever you get your podcast.
Our goal is to win the Super Bowl. That's it for us.
Hear every stop of the 2024 training camp tour on NFL Radio Channel 88, the all-new SiriusXM app,
and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Getting set to start the 9th inning with the Blue Jays leading 7-1. 6 hits, 7 runs for the Blue Jays, 3 hits, 1 run for the Angels. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership and the Sportsnet Radio Network. Have you ever disseminated anything?
No.
Do you know?
Have you?
I don't think so. I got to Google the word. George Springer, the first batter of this 9th inning. And it's a 1-0 count for Springer as Hunter Strickland steps up and throws one in the dirt on that first pitch.
I'm glad you admitted that because I don't know what that word means either.
Strickland in 53 games this year, a 5.3. And this one looked like it might have been a base hit again. And Springer is robbed of a hit as the second baseman, Stefanik, slides over right behind the bag and takes away that line drive. One away here in the 9th inning.
I played with Hunter Strickland in Pittsburgh, and I remember I would see him in the weight room, and he did so much weight on the squat rack that the bar would be bending. He was so strong, it was ridiculous.
And the first pitch to Dalton Varsho from Strickland is sent into right field. A base hit for Varsho. A 3-for-5 night for Dalton. He looks real good in that number 2 spot in this lineup.
Yeah, he does. He looks comfortable. He's swinging at better pitches. I think that's the key with Dalton. Dalton was swinging at fastballs above his hands early on in the season, and then he started to struggle kind of in the middle of the season, and he's just making better choices now, a lot like Vlad is now. Vlad's been swinging at good pitches for the better part of a couple months, and I think Dalton Varsho is starting to do the same.
And Vlad up right now, 2-for-4 in the ball game. He's got a chance to go 3-for-5 as well, just like Varsho. Dalton at first. Blue Jays leading 7-1. Top 9. Guerrero with a single and a double and a run batted in. The average sitting at .321 right now. Strickland with the pitch, and it was dropped as it rolls off to the left of catcher Matt Thaiss. Varsho, stayed exactly where he was, though, at first base. Did not take off to second. And it's a 1-1 count to Guerrero.
When you look at Vlad's numbers, you have to say to yourself, he's got to be in the MVP conversation. 322, 24 homers, 78 RBIs.
Slaps at the 1-1, sends it foul down the right field side. It's 1-2.
Well, he's not.
Well,
Aaron Judge, do you want me to?
Based on what, MLB.com or what? I mean, Aaron Judge is going to. No, Aaron Judge is winning. But I'm saying when you talk about being in the conversation.
I don't think he's in the conversation. Aaron Judge is hitting .333, 43 homers, 110 RBIs.
Right. He's 100% the runaway winner for the MVP, no doubt. And on cue, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. sends one into the bullpen in left field, similar to where he put it last night. Another Space Mountain moonshot for Vladimir Guerrero as he takes the patented skip around second base and trots into home as the Blue Jays tack on 2 more to lead 9-1 in the 9th.
It's almost like he was listening to the broadcast and he was saying, take that. What a great swing on a hanging slider from Hunter Strickland. He deposits that thing over the left field wall, putting on the home run jacket, pointing to people he knows in the stands, maybe Blue Jays fans, but that is a beautiful swing. I said he's not in the conversation. He should be. Maybe with that swing, he's back in the conversation.
Well, I know, in my other world, in NBA circles, we often talk about the MVP ladder over the course of the season. So, even when there is a clear runaway winner for the MVP or a clear candidate, you still talk about the other guys that are at least in the conversation. And when you also talk about when the ballots come out from, writers and broadcasters and media at the end of the season and whatnot, you still do have a top 3. So you are in the conversation. You might get consideration. And Bobby Witt will get consideration. Vladdy will get consideration. But there's no denying that the first ballot from everybody should be a landslide victory for Aaron Judge. Like, no doubt about it.
So if Aaron Judge is the runaway winner, everybody knows that Aaron Judge has the best stats by far in the 2024 season.
Yep. And a 4-pitch walk for Alejandro Kirk puts him on with just 1 out here in the 9th, and the Blue Jays leading 9-1.
I don't understand when you say, and I'm not trying to be argumentative at all. I'm just trying to understand what you mean when you say that other guys are getting consideration. Why? Like, nobody else should win the MVP. It's very clearly Aaron Judge's year.
Well, again, I'm talking about from an NBA perspective.
Okay, all right.
You do put 3 names. It used to be 5. You do put 3 names on the ballot. So you're going to get first place, second place, third place votes. So even if you're, again, now turning it back to baseball, if you're Vladimir Guerrero or if you're Bobby Witt or whomever, you know that Aaron Judge is winning, but you might be saying, hey, I was the runner-up. Hey, I got X number of third place votes, second place votes, etc.
Consolation.
100%.
Anyways, Aaron Judge hit his 300th career home run tonight.
And the 1-0 pitch to Spencer Horwitz in for a strike from Strickland. It's 1-1. I'll give you some Vladdy numbers in a second, though. Because it is interesting to see where he not only sits this season, but how about this? Guerrero, with his home run, his 25th, as Horwitz sends this one foul down the left side. It's his 13th home run over his last 28 games. Now has 155 home runs in his career, and with it, he is now in a 3-way tie with 3 players, including Manny Ramirez being one of them, sitting at number 10 on the all-time list for most home runs over the first 6 seasons for a non-U.S. born player. Albert Pujols, number 1 on that list with 250. Vladdy, number 10 on the list with now 155. Horwitz continues to battle in this at-bat at 2-2 with Alejandro Kirk at first. He had a 4-pitch walk moments ago. Just 1 out here in the top of the 9th as the Blue Jays are blowing out the Angels 9-1. Horwitz sends one foul down the left field side. And I can't even tell you where it landed because our angle is showing us a Blue Jay fan that got a nice souvenir in the stands. But luckily that Horwitz foul off did make it into the stands. So he is still up as the at-bat continues for Spencer Horwitz. The 2-2 pitch came way inside, and Spencer had to contort the body out of the way, fell down to the dirt, but at least was successful in not getting hit. So he will dig back in now with a 3-2 count. With Clement on deck, Kirk at first. Horwitz sends a ground ball out to second. It's picked up by Stefanik. Over to Guillorme and on to first for the double play as the Angels finally get out of the inning, but they go to the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 8. It's 9-1 Toronto. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Crown Rust Control Center, protection runs deep because every Crown Rust Control Center is owned by a local family who cares beyond business. Your Crown Rust Control Center is 100% committed to their product, to you, to their community, which is your community. Protecting you and what matters to you is equally important as protecting your vehicle. Did you know your vehicle rusts faster in warm weather? Protect your vehicle today. For a special summer offer, find your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center at crown.com.
Hi, I'm Buck Martinez, live from the showdown between pizza, and inflation. First to the plate, with over 2 million sold, it's Fixed Rate Pizza, a hot and fresh extra-large 4-topping pizza for a fixed price of $17.99 until the end of 2024. Here's the delivery. And inflation strikes out. That's a swing and a drive for Fixed Rate Pizza. Lock in yours today.
Order pizza.ca.
This is Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
It's an RBI single, Addison Barger. 5-run frame so far.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Welcome back to Blue Jays Baseball. Show Ali with you. The Jays lead the Angels 9-1 as we head to the bottom of the ninth in Anaheim. Don't forget, we do have Jays Talk this evening. I have a solo edition of the post-game show. I will take your calls and texts once this game is over. 590-590, name and location. That's the People's Text line. I see a few here already. Standard data and messaging rates may apply. And as always, I will throw out the numbers for you to call after the final out. Blue Jays baseball, as always, is brought to you by Crown Rust Protection. The Jays lead the Angels 9-1 as we head to the bottom of the ninth inning in Anaheim. Tommy Nance on for the bottom of the ninth for the Blue Jays. Here's Eric Smith and Chris LaRue.
All right, thanks very much, Joe. Nance entering action with a 9-1 lead as the Blue Jays, barring a catastrophe, are about to sweep the LA Angels to start this road trip. And the first batter for Nance is Anthony Rendon. And it's a pitch that caught the inside edge. So it's a strike and an 0-1 count to Rendon. 0 for 3 in the ball game. And he just got hit as Nance came too far inside, and he plunks Rendon. So it's a man on first now to lead off this ninth inning.
That can't feel good if you're Anthony Rendon, a guy that's been on the injured list a lot over the last 5 years. In the ninth inning, down by 8 runs, and you get plunked in the arm by a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Another guy that was hit by a pitch, Kevin Pillar, back in the fourth inning, he got hit. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Steps in with a man on here in the ninth inning. Pillar looks at a pitch up high from Nance. 1-0. I meant to give you this number earlier. It has absolutely nothing to do with Pillar or Nance for that matter, but we can talk about this because it's the ninth inning.
All right.
I'm going to give you a number, a little stat in a second. A talking point on the Jays as Pillar looks at the second pitch, in for a strike, 1-1. The average age of the Blue Jays active roster on opening day was 30 years old and 107 days, which was the 4th oldest in Major League Baseball. Pillar swings at the 1-1, fouls it off. It's 1-2. Currently, the Blue Jays' average age is now 28 years old and 279 days, which is now the 12th youngest in Major League Baseball.
I mean, a lot of guys have been called up from Buffalo. A lot of guys are actually excelling that have been called up from Buffalo.
Well, a lot of young dudes, though, also acquired at the deadline as Barger picks up that ground ball from Pillar, throws to first to record the out. 1 away. And during that at-bat, again, we were chatting about other things. Folks, it's the ninth inning. It's 9-1. Rendon moved up to second and then now advanced to third on the ground ball moments ago from Pillar. So the Angels do have a runner in scoring position now, trailing by 8. An opportunity for Calhoun to maybe cash one in as Willie Calhoun comes in 0 for 3, and it's been a rough series overall for Calhoun, the LA DH.
And you actually mentioned it maybe 30 minutes ago. You looked at me and you said, Will Wagner's older than Vladimir Guerrero?
Yeah.
26 years old, Vlad's 25.
Yep. I didn't realize that. All the more reason to show me the money.
Pay the man.
Pay the man. Calhoun had 2-0. Nance delivers outside, a little bit high as well. It's 3-0.
I can't stand that narrative, by the way. When you see writers writing articles about pay the man, why isn't Ross Atkins paying the man? Media people pay the man. Maybe Vlad doesn't want to sign a contract. Maybe he wants to hit free agency and have the Yankees come after him. Right? How come nobody is asking that question?
Maybe they haven't and they're not getting an answer. I don't know. That's a good question. Why don't you ask that question?
Maybe I'll write a column about it.
Go to sportsnet.ca. Check out Chris LaRue. The 3-1 pitch. Down low, Nance misses. And it's a 1-out walk, which now puts runners on the corners for the Angels. As we approach midnight Eastern, a couple of minutes shy, with the Blue Jays leading 9-1. Taylor Ward steps up now, a double in the second inning, 1 for 3 on the night. The LA left fielder, the right-handed hitter, against the righty Nance, who just missed again outside 1-0. Nance missing in almost the exact same spot. With another curveball outside, it's 2-0. How about just a couple down Main Street and let's end this game?
I thought there was an outside chance that we would finish before midnight.
Well, a double play ball could do that right here. The 2-0 pitch in for a strike. It's 2-1. Nance gets the sign from Kirk. The 2-1 pitch is sent to left field, but pretty much straight at Davis Schneider. Tagging at third and scoring is Anthony Rendon. It's now 9-2, but there's 2 down in the ninth.
And that's not a good feeling if you're Tommy Nance. You could see him shaking his head. That hit by pitch to lead off the inning, and then Anthony Rendon advances to second base on the stolen base. Actually, it wasn't a stolen base. It was a nobody threw it.
Right.
For sure. And then you give up that earned run on the sacrifice fly. That's a tough feeling.
And now moving up to second base on the first pitch, that was a strike, is Willie Calhoun.
Defensive indifference. Sorry, that's what I was looking for.
That's all right. It's late. I didn't pick you up either. Bad teammate. Doesn't matter, though. We're down to the final strike here. Mickey Moniak down 0-2 as Nance tries to end this ball game right here with the Blue Jays leading 9-2, 7-run lead. And the pitch is in for a swing and a miss, and that will indeed do it as the Toronto Blue Jays go to California and start their road trip with a sweep of the LA Angels.
Well, another complete game from this Toronto Blue Jays team. But of course, you have to talk about Jose Berrios. 7 innings, 2 hits, just 1 earned run. He was outstanding tonight.
A 9-2 victory for the Blue Jays as they score their 9 runs on 8 hits, 2 runs on 3 hits for the Angels, as Toronto has now won 3 in a row here. And they start this road trip in fine fashion with the sweep and now look to carry momentum into Chicago. But it's an off day first before they face the Cubs on Friday. We'll come back with some final thoughts and then get you set for post-game coverage as, again, the Blue Jays win 9-2 over the Angels. You're listening to Blue Jays Baseball, brought to you by your local family-owned Crown Rust Control Center, streaming at sportsnet.ca and the Sportsnet Radio Network.
XM MLB schedule for Thursday, August the 15th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 1:10 p.m., New York Mets take on the Oakland A's. Mets on Sirius 209, XM 176, and Internet 857. A's on Internet 859. 1:10 p.m. Detroit Tigers take on the Seattle Mariners. Tigers on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 849. Mariners on Internet 864. 2:10 p.m. Milwaukee Brewers take on the LA Dodgers. Brewers on Sirius 210, XM 177, and Internet 855. Dodgers on Internet 853. Spanish Feed on Internet 870. 3:45 p.m. San Francisco Giants take on the Atlanta Braves. Giants on Sirius 211, XM 178, and Internet 863. Braves on Internet 841. 6:35 p.m. Baltimore Orioles take on the Boston Red Sox. Orioles on Sirius 106, XM 179, and Internet 842. Red Sox on Internet 843. 6:40 p.m. Philadelphia Phillies take on the Washington Nationals. Phillies on Sirius 119, XM 180, and Internet 860. Nationals on Internet 869. 8:05 p.m. Texas Rangers take on the Minnesota Twins. Rangers on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 867. Twins on Internet 856. Spanish Feed on Sirius 138, XM 181, and Internet 871. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM MLB schedule for Thursday, August the 15th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 1:10 p.m., New York Mets take on the Oakland A's. Mets on Sirius 209, XM 176 and Internet 857. A's on Internet 859. 1:10 p.m. Detroit Tigers take on the Seattle Mariners. Tigers on Sirius 208, XM 175 and Internet 849. Mariners on Internet 864. 2:10 p.m. Milwaukee Brewers take on the LA Dodgers. Brewers on Sirius 210, XM 177 and Internet 855. Dodgers on Internet 853. Spanish feed on Internet 870. 3:45 p.m. San Francisco Giants take on the Atlanta Braves. Giants on Sirius 211, XM 178 and Internet 863. Braves on Internet 841. 6:35 p.m. Baltimore Orioles take on the Boston Red Sox. Orioles on Sirius 106, XM 179 and Internet 842. Red Sox on Internet 843. 6:40 p.m. Philadelphia Phillies take on the Washington Nationals. Phillies on Sirius 119, XM 180 and Internet 860. Nationals on Internet 869. 8:05 p.m. Texas Rangers take on the Minnesota Twins. Rangers on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 867. Twins on Internet 856. Spanish feed on Sirius 138, XM 181 and Internet 871.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM 86, and the SXM app.
Seattle Mariners general manager Justin Hollander was on SiriusXM MLB Network Radio to talk about the moves the team made at the trade deadline, which included adding Randy Arozarena, Justin Turner, and Yimi Garcia, among others.
I think we hit the boxes we wanted to hit. We definitely needed to improve our offense. Obviously, we've struggled over 100 games in the season. We felt like we really needed to improve. To be able to get Randy at the front end of the deadline was big for us. Didn't know how many actual impact bats were going to be available. We talked a lot internally that if you miss an opportunity to go acquire a guy that's available on the front of the deadline, there may not be one available on the back end, which led us to be fairly aggressive in our conversations with the Rays. Adding JT was big for us, both for the on-field component, a player who's been as good and consistent as he has been for a long time with the contact skills that he has and the real impact that he makes on top of that in the clubhouse, on your culture. Big for us, really important for us. Justin Turner has played in a lot of meaningful games, and we don't have a lot of players on our team who have extensive postseason experience. And then we felt like we needed bullpen reinforcements. Our bullpen has done a fantastic job this year, and they have done it mostly shorthanded and worked really hard at times, and we felt like adding Jimmy, who we thought inning for inning was as good as any reliever that was traded at the deadline, and it was really a focus for us. And then being able to add Shaggy today is someone that we have liked for a long time. We had here and pitched really well here. So we checked a lot of boxes in terms of depth on the bullpen side, impact on the bullpen side, and obviously productivity offensively.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. SiriusXM Channel 89.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM MLB schedule for Thursday, August the 15th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 1:10 p.m., New York Mets take on the Oakland A's. Mets on Sirius 209, XM 176 and Internet 857. A's on Internet 859. 1:10 p.m. Detroit Tigers take on the Seattle Mariners. Tigers on Sirius 208, XM 175 and Internet 849. Mariners on Internet 864. 2:10 p.m. Milwaukee Brewers take on the LA Dodgers. Brewers on Sirius 210, XM 177 and Internet 855. Dodgers on Internet 853. Spanish feed on Internet 870. 3:45 p.m. San Francisco Giants take on the Atlanta Braves. Giants on Sirius 211, XM 178 and Internet 863. Braves on Internet 841. 6:35 p.m. Baltimore Orioles take on the Boston Red Sox. Orioles on Sirius 106, XM 179 and Internet 842. Red Sox on Internet 843. 6:40 p.m. Philadelphia Phillies take on the Washington Nationals. Phillies on Sirius 119, XM 180 and Internet 860. Nationals on Internet 869. 8:05 p.m. Texas Rangers take on the Minnesota Twins. Rangers on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 867. Twins on Internet 856. Spanish feed on Sirius 138, XM 181 and Internet 871. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM MLB schedule for Thursday, August the 15th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 1:10 p.m., New York Mets take on the Oakland A's. Mets on Sirius 209, XM 176 and Internet 857. A's on Internet 859. 1:10 p.m. Detroit Tigers take on the Seattle Mariners. Tigers on Sirius 208, XM 175 and Internet 849. Mariners on Internet 864. 2:10 p.m. Milwaukee Brewers take on the LA Dodgers. Brewers on Sirius 210, XM